Hello, everyone. Music.
Bonjour.
And welcome back to the QT.
Katie, you okay there? It was very smoky for a moment.
I gave you warning.
Minor fire.
Yeah.
I gave you warning that we were...
Fine. It's fine.
Okay. So... It's the QT. It's episode number... Can you believe we're on number 6?
No.
No.
No, I can't believe it.
Yes,
You're
because it was
lying.
number
Not
5
all.
last week.
Yeah.
No, this is only number 2.
You and your logic.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not
I know,
sure.
right?
I'm not sure whether it feels like too early to be episode 6 or too late, because there's a lot has happened while at the same time as like flying by. So
Yeah, a lot's happened, but I have so many questions.
I just think that this show is going to be punctuated by large spikes in stuff happening and then normal days. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
what it feels like. So it's not really a matter of like heightening cadence. It's a matter of escalating and de-escalating constantly, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Because it's the whole like deal with this life-ending problem. Homework. You know what I mean? Like,
What are we
Complaint.
gonna do after we almost got eaten? It's almost prom, you know?
Yeah. Oh, do you think Cecilia's gonna be asked to prom by?
Shut it. No, Sheepy, let's not talk about that right
Okay,
now. We're only
okay.
in episode 5.
6.
prom.
6.
6.
Oh,
We just discussed this.
Like, prom is at least, like, season finale stuff, alright?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be a good
Season 2.
finale, yeah.
giving him ideas.
Season 2 is second semester.
He's just about to ask Cecilia out, then he gets eaten by a
Oh my god.
crocodile or something.
Then you just
That'd be
give me,
Cecilia's
like...
luck, probably.
Then you just give me everything for, like, one of those desperate second character arcs.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, perfect.
Then I can go, like, my one true love died.
Oh, in high, and you met them in high school. Like, way to peak.
And then
Yeah.
then I introduced the transfer student to that like Hot for Teacher soundtrack, and it's like,
Oh my god.
Okay, but honestly, Katie,
I was
Cecilia
in
is
love.
definitely the type to peak in high school. I'm just saying.
Oh, the pain of Cecilia makes my heart ache.
I
Not
mean,
Tori. She's gonna go far based on connections made in high school and beyond.
she's made an
That's
interesting
among other
connection, hasn't
things.
she?
Will's gonna go far, but purely based on trajectory.
Yeah.
And then George is that one greyhound that never actually comes out of the when they open. George is
gonna eat a mountain. Okay.
No, George is the type to like
The
become
greyhound
like
sniffing its own ass.
stay and become like a teacher or something in high school. Like become like
Oh,
counselor.
wait. I have
Counselor George would be the best.
I have the perfect analogy for George. Have you ever seen that dog training video where that has the owner with the dog, and it like they draw them across, they call them across this big kind of like line of food. And
You're
Yes. Oh yes.
the first one is like someone like come here, and the dog is like, oh, food, no, go to owner, food, no, go to owner, and like it ignores the food and goes through, and then someone sits their golden retriever down and goes to the other side, calls them, and the dog literally goes to every single plate and eats everything on it, and then even runs back to like lick the plates clean and ignores the owner completely.
So happy though.
I respect that.
It's such
I
a-
do too.
such a
It's the
good
same
Winning
video.
the game.
It's the same as the people showing up like, hey, we got a vegetarian dog. He won't eat meat. And then they place 2 bowls in front of it, goes straight
It's
for the
like,
fucking
I remember that, yeah. That's such a
minced
good-
beef, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
They're like, no! Oh, that just makes me think of the butterfly video with the little pug.
Oh,
And there's the girl like,
Chibi,
oh, look
I
at
don't,
the-
I don't
I
mean to
know,
be
I
that person,
can't.
But I don't mean to be that person. But isn't there supposed to be like an intro here? You're supposed to do
It
something?
is an intro. We're
like-
I'm just-
easing everyone in.
we didn't have a poll for whether the intro would be good or bad, so I'm just making a bad intro
Ooh.
because of that.
Are you recording?
I tried to record, and it said, I'm sorry, you don't have updated drivers, which I did literally 2 hours ago, so
They're 2 up to date.
I'll just have to grab it off
Computers
Twitch.
are the worst.
Yeah. So
I updated my drivers to make a game run better today, and it ran worse. So I don't know what's happening.
That's
there.
nice.
That's not supposed to happen, is it?
every time I get a Windows update, it resets my audio, so I get like the volume stays
I can't
the same.
believe I derailed
but-
us again at the
Yeah.
very moment we were about to
You
go.
did, you
Go,
did.
Sheepy, go.
Hello everyone, this is the QT. It's episode number 6. There is a Patreon where you can go and you can pledge to, and it essentially supports the shows.
You get paid from it. You should definitely subscribe to it.
Yes. The Monday cast, all these wonderful people you see here, are paid directly from the Patreon, which means that all of you people who are patrons, thank you very much. You're helping me make more shows, essentially. When we get to the next set of goals, I think that will be another show. The Friday show will be covered as well, so I can run 2 shows a week. I also have plans for other things. You know what I'm going to do, even though it's not ready or prepared particularly, because I know that Josh has announced it.
Ooh.
Shit.
So I am going to announce an upcoming project, which won't be released for a little while. It's going to be recorded, so it's not live. Myself and Josh, Gaming FTL, are running an Alien campaign. Both of us are GMing. There are 2 different perspectives and 2 different timelines, but it is connected.
So is it Alien GM versus Predator GM?
Who knows?
No, it is,
Who knows?
It is very interesting. It is, yeah, well, that's all I say. And I'm pretty sure Josh revealed his cast, but I'm not going to reveal my cast yet. So if you're interested, you can go deep dive. I think Josh did a live stream today where he talked about it. So if you want, go check out Strange Adventures on Josh's channel. It's a live stream, the most recent one, where he talks about it, and you can mine a little data on who's going to be in Josh's side of the show.
Secrets.
Yes. But yeah, essentially, as we go, obviously, talking about like funding and everything, I'm looking out. I've had people contacting me about like sponsorships and stuff, but it's not good sponsorships. And when I lay out my demands, they're like, people don't demand things of us, and I'm like, well,
I am.
maybe they should. And they're like, well, we won't give you money then. I'm like, you were giving me money already. I can, I'm gonna live with it. But if I can, I'll essentially.
What do you mean we don't own you?
For the purposes of making the shows better and paying the cost as much as I can, I'll take sponsorships and things like that. You may see a watercolor at some point. You may hear me be like, hey, subscribe to whatever fucking company eventually agrees.
Today's
to
episode
my
of
demands.
QT is brought to you by Squarespace.
But speaking of, no, not when they don't pay me, dude. Come on.
Oh, sorry. It's Squarespace. I assume they paid everyone.
I haven't been paid yet. But essentially, for right now, one of the things I'm going to be doing, and those of you who are the top couple of tiers of Patreon currently, you can write an ad read, and I'll do it at the beginning of the show. So if you want to make up some bullshit sponsored ad read, which is like, welcome to, I don't know, I can't come up with something. I'm not gonna.
Also, beginning is relative, given that this is like half an hour.
Yeah.
So like.
Good point. So with all of that, there's also Twitter, there's also Discord. Go check those out if you want to be notified when the show starts. Like the show started today, I tweeted, I Discorded, I did all those things. Having said that,
Also, don't forget to check the Patreon.
yes,
Yeah.
Patreon.
Doesn't exist without it.
Shall
just facts.
we get back into it?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
All right. So, I think the most important thing to talk about is that last week we had a meeting with Mr. Ashford. Cecilia found something weird, a little blood smear, and followed the tracks from the horse pen out into a broken part of the fence outside the yard in her farm, followed it to a tree line, saw some really weird, creepy lizard dog thing, at which point it jumped at her, and we didn't see any more from that. Until Mr. Ashford walked into the other three students with Cecilia, saying, "Hey, I found Cecilia. She volunteered. Also, she ripped apart a chupacabra." Anyway.
End of conversation.
End of conversation.
Anyway, here's a job for you all. So, Mr. Ashford gave them the job to head up to the north side of the Quail Town, past the graveyard, maybe check in with the gravekeeper up there, and deal with a Pwca. The Pwca being a kind of spirit, sprite, imp, wisp type being, originally, interestingly, from Welsh mythology.
Got there.
Yeah, Welsh mythology.
That's nostalgia.
They have in
New
their
George voice just dropped.
they have in their arsenal their own abilities, which have come to them recently, and not all of them have much control over or even much knowledge of yet. They also have a jug, which is supposed to be able to trap or contain, possibly, the Pwca. Milk and bread. They went to talk to the gravekeeper, who has been having difficulty keeping dead bodies from coming out of the grave, and then walked off to go and talk to the Pwca. So, what I think we'll do to ease this in a little bit is, we had gotten to the point of them walking past, saying, I think Cecilia said, if you hear us screaming, come help us, please, basically.
If you hear us screaming bloody murder, please come help us.
And then they moved off to the edge of the woods. So what I will say is, it's nighttime. The sun has gone down, and you have just exited the side of the graveyard and are walking through reasonably tall grass. It's pretty unkept around here. Towards the edge of the forest, which is about 5 minutes walk, maybe. Visible, but it's a little ways away from the graveyard. So, if you would like to discuss anything, essentially, maybe a strategy or thoughts or anything like that, the four of you are have a couple of torches and etc. Have your someone, I don't know who's carrying the jug and who's carrying the milk and bread. Feel free to decide that amongst yourselves. But one of you is equipped with a jug, another of you has bread and milk. It's that really crappy supermarket, grocery store type,
Yeah, you got the bagged white bread and the
Wonder
carton,
bread.
the 2-liter carton of 2% milk with the blue on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I last thing I knew, I had the jug, and I think one of the other three would have the milk and the bread, because you guys went and got it.
Yeah.
I would guess that either Tori or Will would have the. Either it would be Tori in a I'm in charge, I have the important things, or Will in a kind of neither of the others can be asked to carry it, and therefore dumped it on Will. that would be my guess.
Carry this shit, Will.
That would be my guess, is one of those two.
That one. It's Will.
Okay, it's Will.
Will is a hireling. Okay.
And yeah,
You're sworn to carry my burdens, Will.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna change my name to Will Lydia.
You're walking through the fairly high grass. It comes up to kind of your shins ish, not quite as high as the knees, and all you can hear is the shh of pushing through the grass as you're walking. Are you guys just gonna go in silence to the?
No.
Okay. Someone wants to talk.
Someone wants a plan. Someone wants this to work out. So I will start up the conversation about so I'm guessing no one of you has any experience with like this thing.
A Pwca? No.
My parents used to send us out snipe hunting as kids. Is that the same thing? You know, paper bag and the rocks.
I don't think that's the same thing.
It's a joke to get your kids out of the house. I made a joke.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't know what we're doing here. Do we make like a magic circle and put bread in the middle and hope for the best?
I think someone of us needs to talk to it. Right? We
Yes.
I mean-
which means we need to get its attention first, right? So let's go a little deeper and then, I don't know, call out, see if we get a response. If we don't, then the milk and bread, that's what that's for.
So you don't want to have like any form of action plan. Like who's gonna
Do you know anything about what we're about to do? Do you have any way to plan for what
No, but like-
Pwca
like,
will do?
who's gonna-
Because I don't.
Right.
We could just offer it the milk
Tori
and bread
just
and make
stressed
nice.
out.
Right. All I thought was that it was good to have a plan of who's just gonna talk, but we're not gonna plan that, so but yeah, sure. Let's
You want to talk?
wing it. Let's wing it as
Do you have an idea of what you're gonna say?
No, that's why I wanna You're the boss.
I'm gonna ask it nicely if it would like please stop messing with things so that we don't have to do any, I don't know, disciplinary whatever. And then go from there. Everybody cool with that? Tori looks around like, are we arguing about this?
Nope, no argument.
Yeah,
Here.
Will looks at the others and go like, if no one's gonna say anything first, I'm not gonna fucking say anything. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I picture Will and George just like kind of in the darkness, like blending into it, like, oh god, mom and dad are fighting. Oh no.
yeah, exactly. We're not fighting. We're having a discussion. It sounds like
Yeah.
fighting.
I would
It's a
turn this
spirited- it's a
supernatural
very-
excursion around.
I know exactly.
It's
Yeah.
a very spirited discussion.
Yeah.
Look, it's not even a discussion. I gave up. Like it's
Oh no.
All right, Tori leads the group forward.
Okay. You reach the trees, the edge of the tree line. The majority of what you hear is the quiet, but also just a rustling a minimal rustling in the leaves, because it is fall right now, so the leaves are slowly falling off the trees.
Oh man, that changes the wardrobe in my mind a whole lot. There's a lot of like coats and boots.
Oh yeah, there'd be
Oh, yeah.
coats and boots.
We look like the kids from South Park.
Yes, either Katie or George. I'm not sure who's got their hand up.
Well, both. Yeah, I was just gonna ask, can I smell anything weird or interesting with my sniffer?
All right.
look at her using her powers.
Well, it's not brown.
First up, let me ask: is this George trying to smell something, like going off? Because I know George has had a few instances of the like the sensation of extra smell. So you'd probably have a decent idea, but I'm just wondering whether she'd be like, okay.
I'm gonna smell things. No, I think it's more like that she's terrified. It's dark, and she's like, naturally your other senses besides sight start to like heighten, and you start hearing more and smelling more, and just like feeling the dampness and stuff. Just like that kind of awareness. Just seeing if she started to pick up on something weird, she'd probably then like start huffing. Like the hell is that? Yeah.
So this is a bit more passive than active, essentially.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go for a. I will say, in this instance, it makes the most sense to go for an investigate. I think,
I think so too.
Given still,
'Cause I think we're probably all in general investigating,
Yeah.
even if it's not like with our power. Yeah.
And
Probably -1 because it's night.
Unless you're investigating with
Well,
your nose.
you're-
the
yeah, you're
darkness
just-
is
Yeah, that's
not-
what I'm gonna
just
say.
want to smell.
Yeah, it would be a smell. So I would say
Actually, smells travel better at night because of the humidity going up, and you can smell easier if there's more water in the air.
Damn.
No shit.
So,
You brain
it would-
over there. I didn't know that.
Which is why your farts smell worse in the shower.
Oh.
There you go. And if you have any power tags, etc., I would say the strong nose would be one there. I would
Yeah,
say
I have like super senses, which is basically my snow,
Yeah.
my snows.
the snows.
My
Definitely the
snows.
snows.
It's my snows and my sense of taste. I assume would probably be those are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We all
I'd
love a good
say
snooze.
take a 1 on that.
All right, here we
George
go.
just like separating the individual molecules in the air, tasting them.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a 10. Okay.
Oh my god, it was. Oh, mine didn't. Oh,
Killing it.
Christ. I thought I got a 1. Mine didn't. Mine like crunched the number.
So you essentially get. Oh, I'll leave that up there for now. Just you get. You are able to ask a question. Essentially, you're able to say like, oh, in this example, I'd say the most likely one is, what do I smell? But
Yes.
yeah.
Probably.
That would. What do I smell?
Okay. So you're not
What
able.
do I snows?
You're not able to precisely pinpoint it, but I would say you get a good sense of direction, which is just a little bit deeper into the woods, of this kind of very earthy soil smell. It smells like moss. It smells like mold a little bit. It smells like earth. And you can tell that it's not part of the natural amount of it because it kind of overpowers the general smell. It very much like how
Yeah.
you smell someone who has like Axe body spray on.
Oh.
It's probably like newly overturned dirt, and someone
The
like digs up
Pwca's
a brand new
wearing
hole. It
axe.
kind of has that smell, right?
The Lynx effect.
Scent of moss.
The
The
scent
scent
of
of lichen. And I will say for Cecilia, I'm not sure how much you'd read into this, but you can't really sense much of anything, which is essentially would imply to you, depending on how much you read into this, that there's not much around.
Ooh.
No animals.
So what you're telling me is that I'm just normal.
Yeah, yes. But
Great. Thanks, Sheepy.
but the thing is something that you will have gotten used to, especially as you live on a farm over the past like little amount of time when this has
I
happened
just
to you.
don't hear any little animals.
Well, it's not even hearing. It's more like a general kind of like sense of emotion. When you're on the farm, you feel like you will have noticed a slight increase to hunger before feeding time, nervousness or tiredness. Like you get a sensation of the atmosphere around you, essentially, because there are so many animals on the farm.
So
You got-
so
you
you're
got
telling
that
me this
Witcher
is something
sense.
people feel just without supernatural? Like this is something she would
No,
have
no, no.
felt?
This
like...
is only
Okay.
sense. This is only sense.
I was about to say, I was like, damn. I was like,
No. Which means that the absence here, as you've moved into this area, would possibly be noticeable, just as a change from
I take it all in, but Cecilia is trying to stay oblivious
It's
to
still-
everything,
okay.
so I will not act on it.
I have one question, just because you said that. So
Yes.
if we were walking at nighttime to the Gravekeeper, like through the town, there's always like a natural hum of like life. Would the rest of us pick up on the lack thereof as the closer we got to this spot? Like, is it that kind of weird dead silence that you would notice, like, wow, suddenly there's no crickets or peepers or anything?
Maybe a little bit.
But
That's
also, like,
Katie
how
asking,
often,
because I love animals. I'm way
but
too
also,
into that
like,
shit.
how often are these characters in the woods at night? Like, you know, like
In the woods, true. Yeah,
Yeah,
never,
not
probably.
very
Yeah.
often.
Because this is like it's not like an urban environment necessarily, right? Like, it's a different home.
Yeah. Nah, you got me there.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll essentially nothing will happen immediately. So if you'd like to, you know, I imagine George would have told you, like, oh hey.
Yeah, I would probably, like, once I noticed that strange, you know, raw dirt smell, I'd probably say something like, something's that. Let me think. I'd probably, because, like, out of fear, Tori is the leader. Like, that's probably what I would like. Either whoever is walking in front, either her or Cece. 'cause
Tori
they
is
seem to be the
also
strongest
scared, by the
personalities.
way. She's
Yeah.
just used to taking the reins here.
Right. It's probably the perceived confidence because my character is fucking not at all. She's terrified. So I'd probably like nudge her and be like, I got a bad feeling in there. Do you smell that? It's like construction work or something, like new dirt.
Like a bad feeling, like we shouldn't go that way, or what we're looking for is that way.
Yes.
All right. Well, then let's go.
You
Like,
don't smell that like rotted?
no, it's probably something to do with your whatever it is you do.
No, if only I knew what that was, right?
You're not
Okay.
a he stops for a second, like, you're not a werewolf or something, are you? I don't have to worry about that.
I know, right? I'd probably like kind of like not
Tori-
step into the woods, but do that like poke my head closer to it, trying to look deeper in a little dumbly, but waiting for the rest of the group to kind of move or make a move because it definitely
I
feels
would say
and smells
we
different.
move a little further towards like wherever it is that you're smelling something from, but not like all the way. You know what
Okay.
I
Why
mean?
not?
And then
Wait, hold up. Why not?
I mean, we can just
What do you
creep
mean,
in
why
until
not?
we see something.
I'm planning to call out. I'm gonna make some noise, and we'll see if it comes to us. Right?
Like a
that's the
snipe hunt.
plan. Yeah, snipe hunt. Yeah. Rocks.
Okay. I was planning to just keep walking, but
Okay.
no. No.
Like,
You
just
look. The
in?
boss said that we should stay and would call out. So
Damn, the passive aggressive I'm feeling right now. All right. So
All right,
I think
do
like
it.
okay. And Tori like looks out into the woods, like everything's dark, so it's just the adjustment of like your vision. You've got like a little bit that you can see. And she says, "Hey, Pwca, we're here to see you. We got to talk to you about some stuff. If you could come out, that would be helpful. We'll come and find you otherwise."
There's there's
Panic looking around.
like up above you somewhere a bit deeper into the woods. There's like a rustle and maybe like a creak, possibly not, probably not a creak of like branches, but definitely like a rustle of leaves and kind of like shh.
Listen,
Okay, so something's in there.
Tori just looks up at the rustle and goes like, "Listen, we just want to talk. Nothing threatening going on here. We even brought some stuff for you. All you have to do is come down." In an enticing, like, come hither.
Yeah.
Should we crack the milk?
this is all gonna be very entertaining for you.
There's like a pause. The rustling, a little bit more rustling. Sounds like it's coming a little bit closer, but not like, you know, encroaching kind of close. And then like a pause in the rustling, and you hear
Go away.
Can I get down and go look, it's a cat?
What you want here? Go away now.
Can we see anything? No.
Tori like looks around, looking for the source of the voice, and says, "We just need to talk about some behavior.
Pwca behave fine. Is no problem. You can go away.
That's not what we've been told. We've been told you've been making yourself too obvious, you know? Harassing people.
No, only a man in hut, and he is not feeding Pwca.
I love the idea that you've been acting up. Nope. Oh, okay then.
Cool, yeah.
Clearly we were misinformed. Bye.
But he might not be feeding you because he might be acting up, buddy.
Pwca might be acting up because he is not feeding Pwca.
What if we feed Pwca?
There's like a couple of seconds pause, and then you all see jumping out onto a more bare branch, what looks like a mix between kind of like a cat, a monkey. It's got like big tufted pointed ears and this kind of like pointy face. Got this big like ruffled tuft of like black and white fur. It's hard to see because it is mostly black. With a few like ringlets of white. Actually, bits of it may look a bit raccoonish as well. And it hops out onto the branch, and kind of like you see its tail like wrap around the tree, and it kind of crouches on its haunches and says,
Pwca is listening.
Oh, it's cute.
George, you had a suggestion.
What if we feed Pwca? Then you stop doing bad stuff?
You would feed Pwca now?
Well, what does Pwca want to eat?
Question.
Yeah, we're sort of new to this whole thing.
When Pwca is fed usually bread, milk, sometimes biscuits or water. Pwca is not a fan of water, but usually it is treats.
Look, those. And she's gonna kind of like look at the group real quick, like I might have this. Those are extremely rare commodities, hard to come by. But if we can do that for you, can you do this for us? This no nonsense favor?
But you would have to feed Pwca.
By hand?
You can leave food out.
I'm just gonna look to Tori and Cece and Will. Like, I don't want to say yes. I'm not gonna-
We're into this situation where there's like bargaining happening. So Tori's like, okay, I got
When-
it. Like,
When George looks at Cece, she does like she tries to be subtle about like,
I'm wondering, like, if Cece doesn't sense life, is this thing alive? Like, are we hallucinating?
but that like at this point, Cece is thinking like, you're not gonna like reward an animal for doing bad behavior. Like that's at this point, that's what she's thinking. So that's why she's like shaking her head like,
I don't know.
Tori notices your head shaking and goes, opposing point of view?
Through all of this, Will is as far back as possible.
Or Will.
yeah, and the Pwca, you see it kind of like leaning forward a little bit, and you hear it go like,
What do you have there, eh?
Nothing for a Pwca who's misbehaving.
Pwca's not misbehaving. Pwca said
Pwca is misbehaving.
Pwca's not misbehaving. Pwca's
Why
being good.
are you harassing people?
Because
Do you think that will get you food? Being bad?
no, but Pwca should be fed. If Pwca is
But
not
Pwca
fed,
should be fed when Pwca behaves, right?
No, Pwca gets
Yes.
fed, and then Pwca behave, and Pwca help.
Well, now Pwca misbehaving, so Pwca's not getting fed. Now is he?
Pwca's trying not to laugh.
Oh, the mom card! I'm so into this.
Sorry, the sheepy got hit with pooper and
My God.
couldn't recover.
Sheepy has been afflicted with Pwcaitis.
Seriously, the
I'm sorry,
Pwca
he said
did you
pooper.
in?
Oh.
It's just saying Pwca too many times.
It's the poopa. I mean,
Okay.
could be a poopa. We don't know. What's that smell?
Oh, also, I found out that apparently Pwca's a Scandinavian thing as well, so apparently we have them here. No idea.
The tail like unwinds from the tree and just kind of twitches back and forth a little bit, almost like a cat.
Cecilia immediately goes, "No, no, you don't do that." No, if you want treats, you behave.
But
Do you want food?
yes,
Then, like, it's just sitting down still, but only the tail moves, right? Okay, yeah.
So, if I may, I think this all comes down to a matter of negotiation, right? We've seen we'll feed you, maybe, but if you start acting up, you can forget that, right? I look at Cece like, that good? Is that on vibe for what you're looking for?
She, like, nods and, like, if you prove that you can behave, then we can give you food and you don't need to worry about that. Only if you
So-
prove that you can behave.
So now it comes down to the bargaining, which is how often are we coming up here? Or one of us, at least. I say, looking at Will, like, I'm definitely not going to do it.
I'm pretty sure Tori is the closest like house, right? Should be.
Right? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's like, well, you are the closest.
She doesn't dignify that with a response.
No, I didn't imagine she would.
Pwca can help as well. Help around.
Well, we like help, but
What can Pwca do?
depends on, yeah, what sort of help?
Pwca can tidy up. Pwca can clean. Pwca can make.
Pwca,
So
Can Pwca make?
Pwca can get a job at George's house.
But Pwca has to be fed.
Pwca can get a job at Wendy's.
But if Pwca is fed,
Pwca's fed.
then what does Pwca make
Uh,
besides Pwca?
Pwca can make shoes. Can make shoes.
Can make shoes.
Well, that's a pretty awesome skill. I can't lie.
Pwca
Does
can
Pwca make them
prepare.
himself? Or does Pwca get them from other people?
No, Pwca can make shoes.
So Pwca doesn't steal or do more crime to do favors after we feed Pwca.
Pwca only misbehaves when Pwca is not fed. It is a deal. It is agreement.
Well, this sounds like quite a bargain.
Wait, he didn't answer how often we feed.
It says every 3 hours?
Wow.
And just as a sidebar, you hear the question mark
But
where
Tori
Oh.
looks like, no, definitely not. Like,
Yeah.
try
I mean,
again.
what if we got one of those guinea pig feeders? It's like
Shut up,
time.
George. Shut up, George.
Eh,
Try again. More reasonable this time.
Pwca get fed every day?
Can we do any better than that?
Will Pwca get fed once a week?
Oh, of course. We can do that.
Okay. Who is Feed Pwca?
I looked at the
Cecilia
group.
raises an eyebrow when Tori says, "We can do that."
I looked at the group to see if there are any volunteers. If there aren't, then Tori will volunteer. No?
Yeah,
I could help feed
I don't
the-
think. I don't think Tori can see Will because he's hiding behind George.
Pwca would like not, and
you see his like kind of like long fingers kind of point down towards Cecilia.
That's what happens when you're the party pooper.
This Pwca.
Why doesn't Pwca want Cecilia to feed?
Because he knows
Pwca?
he can misbehave more with the others.
they are mean.
George, did I see you volunteering?
I could do it a couple times a week. Good excuse to not go home.
And Pwca like kind of starts like very slowly, just very, very slightly, like just up and down, like on its haunches, just kind of like.
Well, and I mean, if they're honest, then they're going to be helpful as well.
Pwca
so.
can be helpful.
Pwca's kind of cute. I'm cool with it.
Well, there you go.
So, once
When
a
George
week,
when George says Pwca's kind of cute, Will just goes, "What the fuck? It's darkness incarnate, turned into a humanoid shape. What the fuck? How is that cute?"
so you feed Pwca once a week, yes? And Pwca will help?
And Pwca no more bad.
No.
If Pwca
No.
cause any mischief, the only
No.
person feeding Pwca is Miss Cecilia for the rest of time.
Pwca will behave.
And I'm gonna like look at Cecilia with my complete lack of confidence, like, please say that was okay.
If you
Pwca?
know how to train an animal, then go ahead.
So this is what is it down there? With the quiet boy.
And I'm gonna try to like turn to see Will, and I imagine he like stays flat flesh with my back. I'm like,
Exactly in your blind spot all the time.
I'm in Will.
I think Will is generally freaked out by the fact that we're talking to like a shadow gremlin thing.
Is that food for Pwca? Maybe?
Will looks at the others like, should I feed him now, or are we done negotiating?
Just give it to
Honestly,
George.
when Cecilia says, "Do you know how to train an animal?" I'd probably look to her then, because I'm just trying to get the problem over with, but I don't have any experience with that at all.
Will reaches out with the bread and the milk.
Put in the plate, the saucer.
Oh, do we have a plate?
I have the jug,
It's true.
Oh yeah.
but that's
Oh yeah.
Is okay. Can put in leaf or just something. It has to be offering.
do
Well,
we feed it?
Yeah. Do we have?
Do we do it?
Do we have? Is there anything around that we can use as like a?
Yeah, there's like a few fallen trees. You could strip off some bark, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna
There's-
say, do we
Cecilia
just a chunk
so-
of bark?
Cecilia so disagrees with this whole
every
thing.
bone in Cecilia's body is disagreeing with this so much.
Will goes off to find some bark that he can make like roughly shaped into a plate.
Yeah, you can do that very quickly. Like, just strip
Yep.
off some bark. It's very basic. It's kind of cold.
Yeah. Also, Will was in the scouts previously, so he knows how to do that. Very, very briefly in the scouts.
Who's feeding Pwca here?
I believe George volunteered.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the leaf or whatever we put it in, and I guess I put a piece of bread and like pour some milk on it, and kind of stand there and look at the group and be like, I need some affirmation on this. Like,
Before she does that, Sister was gonna say, do you think that honestly, if it would have been this easy, that they would have sent us?
Yes, actually. Because it's so easy that it's just a waste of time for someone with more skills.
Ouch.
Go ahead.
Think they're
and
sending-
I'm
you
just
think
gonna
they-
start
they-
walking
they-
forward because I don't know
Yeah.
what else to do and give it to it.
Pwca like goes to the trunk of the tree and then kind of like scurries down it, almost like a squirrel, and then like gets to the bottom and like kind of pauses there as like,
Put down, please.
I'm gonna set it like in the crook of the probably tree branch or something he's on.
yeah. Then it kind of goes forward. Like there's kind of a little stop-starty just to make sure that you're not going to suddenly pounce and attack, and then grabs the bark and then whoosh, back up into the branch, and you hear like a.
Okay.
I like the idea that the Pwca dips the bread in the milk and then
Yeah.
just sucks on the bread. And go,
Pretty much what it's doing.
yeah.
Is good?
Yes. It's been quite a while. Old man does not feed.
So you're not gonna make mischief anymore.
No. I will be good.
George will come feed you once a week.
Once a week, yes.
And now you help us?
Of course. What do you need shoes?
Oh,
Uh,
no.
Get this Pwca Nikes, George.
Will looks at George's shoes because Will knows George doesn't have a lot of money and sees what kind of state the shoes are in.
They're probably duct taped together.
It's good. I will get shoes. And
Like you hear like a rustle as it jumps off of the branch and like heads in, rustle as it kind of disappears away for a bit. You're left there by yourselves for a couple of
In the
minutes,
dark.
basically. Yeah.
Cecilia will take note of the fact that he said, I will get shoes.
Yeah, not I will get materials or I will make shoes. No.
Yeah. I will get shoes. I'll probably just like stand there completely confused at the bottom of the tree, but I am petrified to move. Like I don't know how this deal is ended. Like, can we just walk away? How do we trust the thing? Part of me wants to just bring it home.
Yeah.
Them home.
I mean, you probably could.
It's fine.
Is it? Because I don't think. I mean, I don't. It smells like dirt.
If you're going to feed it anyway, George.
I mean, I'm thinking like it's kind of cute. I got a crawl space. At least we know it's not doing mischief out here.
I mean, you'll be able to tell right away if there's any problems.
I think I'm gonna take it home.
I mean, you can
Them.
make the offer.
Hey, Pwca.
I'd say maybe
He's gone.
yeah, maybe another.
He's probably still
minute
gone. I
goes
forgot he was
by.
making
Oh,
shoes.
a couple minute, like a minute, yeah.
And then you hear like a rustle, and then jumps back onto the branch and wraps its tail around and has in its little hands like these about that big like wooden kind of clog-looking type shoes. It's basically a chunk of wood that has been carved away into what could be shoes, possibly if you're.
Oh,
If you were the size of a fetus.
it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Hey,
It's
Pwca, do you
kinda
like
cute.
being in the woods?
Well, it is as fine as anywhere else. But it's bad position because only person who would feed Pwca is mean dog.
Oh, a dog?
Mm.
Okay.
Is the old man dog. And
He points towards the graveyard.
But glance back, like, okay, that's information that may be relevant in the future, but never
Yeah.
mind.
So the dog fed you, or did you eat the dog?
no, he's still there.
Oh, I couldn't remember if we saw a dog or not. Did we?
No.
No.
We didn't.
No.
Okay, just making sure. How would you? I mean, since I'll be feeding you, would you want to come home with me? Maybe you could make shoes or
Other stuff.
other stuff. Craft.
Pwca wants to keep this. Pwca wants to keep this relationship on a professional level.
Pwca was already going to follow home.
Oh,
You will
well,
feed,
that's convenient.
you will feed Pwca.
Yes.
Therefore, Pwca will live with you.
Oh. Does Pwca need special living arrangements?
No,
She's thinking of her very cold, damp, sad house.
Pwca
What does
will-
Pwca sleep like?
Pwca will hide away.
Oh,
And Pwca will not make anyone lost. And no misbehave.
I'm gonna get real sus at that make people lost thing, but be like, oh, I don't
Well,
really
we
have a
know
choice
we
now.
know they're like we were told they were like a will-o-wisp, you know what I mean? Like they lead people out into the woods or wherever and just leave them.
Is that what they do? They just desert
Yeah.
them to like be lost forever. Okay, that's very good, Pwca. Good job. As long as you promise to do that, I'll milk your bread. I am so sorry. That was
Well,
weirder than I intended.
I for one am glad that this has all come to a very amicable conclusion. And we'll see, Pwca, if you can hold up your end of the deal.
Yes, do not worry. As long as I am fed, it is. We have made the deal. Cannot break deal.
Well, then I think we can all leave.
And
Yeah,
stupid old man dog break deal all the time. Doesn't feed Pwca. Complain about Pwca. Pwca
So
didn't do
angry.
anything wrong.
George was kind of like unnerved with the gravekeeper as well, so she's probably like, I'm gonna tin with this
Yeah.
creature. Let's
I
go.
I think Pwca has some abandonment issues.
All right, Pwca. Well, this was all we were. I guess we can just go home. Yeah.
No,
I'll just kind of like turn and.
Pwca cannot be seen. Pwca will follow.
Okay. How big is Pwca? So it's like a cat,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, kind of cat-sized, like medium cat-sized. It's not particularly big. It's pretty small.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's probably better off then. Yeah, you'd probably better stick to shadows and stuff. But
Pwca like runs down the tree and then into the grass and kind of off a ways from you, like towards the graveyard, kind of. But all you see is like rustling of grass, and like you hear the rustling of grass. You see grass moving a little bit. Kind of
Oh
like
my god, it's the Velociraptor.
I was gonna say, kind of like the Velociraptors. It's essentially, it's going to be fairly far away from you, but it will be following you home.
okay. When
Sheepy.
she sees that, she'll probably like hood up and just be like, start heading home. And be like, next one you adopt to the whole group. And just
Sheepy.
beeline away.
Yes.
Could I maybe, because instinctively, Cecilia has like about all of this is like, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad plan. Like, how can she take in a wild animal, trust it on its word? Like, it's supposed to be the supernatural thing. Can I make an instinct roll to see if what I'm like feeling could be accurate or not.
You don't have to make an instinct roll or any type of roll. You get nothing from Pwca.
I get nothing from Pwca.
As in, essentially, there's no feeling. There's no kind of like, you know.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just stick with my
Yeah.
my own
Yeah.
feeling then.
All right.
We
Well,
head back to my car, I guess.
First to the graveyard.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know if I'm still there. I just walked home. I assume I have to walk home with this thing, so I just like.
I mean, you know, it's gonna be following you, so you can stay with the group as well. And,
Can I? Okay. Wasn't sure if I could follow a car.
I mean, it's supernatural. It'll manage.
Yeah.
Hanging on to the
Please,
car.
please slow down. Pwca's running out of breath.
So, you want to visit the graveyard first? Yes.
And just give him the thumbs up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, if we see the gravekeeper, probably tell him. I don't know. Would we tell him everything or just be like, it's
I mean,
dealt with?
I would just tell him
Well,
to still it.
Let's find out. He's not there when you get back to the graveyard and start walking through it. If you like, you can you know, essentially knock on his shack if he's in there, or have a look for him. But just on your straight path through to the car park, you don't see him.
I guess I should tell him the job's done.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna go knock, or at least
Okay.
those of us who want to.
Yeah, no, I think. I mean, who else? What else do we do? We have to like turn.
Yeah.
We're kids. We have to turn in our assignment, right?
Yeah. So everyone to the shack. Knock, knock,
Yeah.
knock. There's a little half second you hear like a kind of creaking, like, and this kind of like very low kind of like, damn it, and then the door opens. Yes.
Is it him?
The
Yeah.
Pwca's been taken care of. No more problems there.
Oh, did you capture it or kill it?
Kind of.
Did you kill it? Because that would be the best scenario for me.
It won't cause you any more problems.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, I guess I should live up to my side of the deal. Which one of you here is William?
That's me. And this is the hand coming up behind George.
There you are. Jesus.
Ah, of course. And he kind of get out of the way. Come on. And he like pushes like both you. I'd say probably George. You're the one who is most unceremoniously in the way. What I'll give you, George, is
Wait, giving George or me?
this is something I'm giving George.
Oh, okay.
Is when he puts his hand on your arm to move you out the way, it's like a steel beam. Like the solidity of that push, there's no way to really like, you know, it's like trying to push a wall essentially. If there's any, you know, it's very
So you stumble a bit, like.
Yeah, I probably like.
and he kind of like stumbles up to Will and like stares him in the eye.
Which eye?
Both, but with only one of his. Just kind of, and he says, "You're an idiot."
Beg your pardon?
And an ugly idiot at that. A stupid, ugly idiot.
I'm sorry. And she's gonna try to walk over to Sam and be
Tori.
like, "That is What is wrong with you?"
Up, 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 up. How do you feel?
I'm not an idiot. I know what it's trying to do, but Will would not react angry by that. It would just be like, "Oh, more people looking down on me. How original."
And he holds his finger up. He's like, "Okay, let's try this. Look at the finger. Look at my finger."
He does.
And then he's like, whoosh, and like slaps you lightly
Ah! Why the?
Whoosh.
Ow!
How do you feel now?
What are you doing that for? That hurts.
Are you angry?
Getting there, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, Will's definitely
We're just
getting
in stunned
upset
silence
about
watching
yeah.
this old man slap Will stupid.
Tori doesn't.
Yeah.
Tori doesn't care. She's like,
Yeah.
lol.
Yeah.
When it's going in for the fourth slap, Will try to grab the hand
Ooh.
because he doesn't know it's made out of cast iron or whatever the fuck.
He's not like forcefully hitting, so if you grab his
Yeah.
hand, you can stop it.
I like
No,
the idea that it's a cast iron pan being hit in
give
the
me
face.
give me a go toe, give me a go toe to toe with any power benefits, power tag benefits, or weaknesses.
Let's see what
Did
would
his
apply
slaps
here.
feel like an iron bar to Will's face?
It's very light, kind of like slapping, so it's not like whoosh.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's like kind of yes, but you wouldn't be able to tell too much difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if this manifests if I don't have the Devil's Eye overtly manifested, but it has supernatural tracking.
It does.
So I would say that I could I would track the hand and know when to grab it. Or I have 2 moves ahead and spatially aware.
I would say spatially aware, yes. I would say 2 moves ahead is more strategy tactical. I don't feel
Yeah.
like it would. We're going more for reflexes and physical
Yeah, okay.
ability, but spatial awareness would work there. Yeah.
Spatial awareness. I also have strong vision. I don't know if that would help with the with that.
I would say not yet.
Okay. Okay, so spatially aware. So 1.
Any weaknesses?
Well, I was looking at that and I don't know what would maybe emotional
I would say emotional, yes.
because I'm getting emotional, but I think that's what he's after.
Stop hitting me.
Can I make an argument for uncool?
Oh.
I don't know how that would
But
filter into being slapped in the face.
well, because if you're trying to catch something, looking cool or being cool would be catching it. Completely
Yeah,
missing
but he's not
would
doing
be
it-
uncool.
Yeah, but he's not doing it to be cool. That is not the reason behind it.
All right.
I believe.
Okay, so what do I do? Is it
I'm really
plus
excited to
plus
see where-
1?
Plus 1,
and,
minus 1. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said face state? No, what was it?
It's a
Toe to toe, right?
toe to toe.
No.
A miss. As you go to catch his hand, like the dexterity of this old man is just, like your fingers almost like kind of graze the edge of his arm, and then the slap just across you again. And as he puts his finger back up, and he's got this kind of glee enjoyment of like slapping you, of insulting you.
Yeah.
You feel
Will's angry now, I think.
angry. You
Yeah.
feel this starting ember that you haven't really felt. Like, you felt angry, but you always suppress it. This is something that isn't suppressed. It's like a heat that spreads across your body. Like, you can almost feel it like tracking through your veins. And when you get slapped and you blink, you open your eyes and you see in front of you what looks like kind of like a Doberman.
Okay.
And just to give you an idea of what you see here, it's a reasonably ghostly like outline, but it looks kind of like a mix of Doberman, German Shepherd, but it's got these kind of orange flames licking around it and like around its feet and everything. You see inside the Doberman is the old man.
Okay. It's a
And-
dog spirit man.
and he looks at you and he says, "Ah, There. Yes. Good. Good. You can see me now, yes? And for everyone else, Will's eye has a kind of cat-like slit pupil and like this kind of
predatory eyes, yeah.
Yeah, and this like yellow, like luminous yellow like glow to it, and all around the edges of it is like red and scaly, and it's a scary type of thing.
Holy shit.
There, yes, my payment. Boy was useless, so I agreed. If job done for me would make him useful. Now, congratulations, you have use.
What is up with your eye?
Will, do you have a rash, bro?
It doesn't look like a rash.
Will turns around and looks, and he's still like not happy, so he's just rubbing his jaw and like, what?
Nothing. You look great.
As you look around, you'll probably see this kind of like very low, like blue bioluminescent glow, like from the forest and also from the like the grass around the forest, in kind of like a little line, almost like a line of smoke that's slowly rising up.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
What do I see when I look at my friends? Do they look any different?
Oh shit! What a bomb fucking question.
What a great
ass.
question.
Look at Sheepy's goddamn grin. You made me sweat.
So when I look at my friends, do they look like my friends, or do they look like their possessions and inherited things?
Much less. There is a vague outline, or there's a vague something on all three of them.
Okay.
On Tori, there is this kind of like, there's this like very light blue sheen, which kind of like covers her, and it appears to be like kind of pulsing in and out.
Waves. Yeah.
Around George, you don't actually see anything, but what you do see is you see a small black orb that's very slowly turning, and you can tell it's turning because you see little like fins of like darkness around it, so it's just kind of like spinning.
Like tendrils?
No, more like a shark fin, like just
okay,
just kind of like fins of blackness, like just out of the orb.
In her
And it's
stomach, right?
Just kind of like, yeah, just below the diaphragm kind of area. And then for Cecilia, you would see...
Difficult, right?
bunny rabbit ears.
The main thing that you would see when you look at Cecilia is...
I'd love the idea of seeing like fangs, like visceral.
You would see a very faint green outline, just kind of, and not like it's not like it's not moving at all. It's just like very faint green, and there's maybe a maybe a couple of leaves vaguely visible, like outline kind of going around.
Oh, okay.
And she has what I would call best description would be either goat or wolf eyes. Just kind of, again, very vibrant yellow.
Okay, so not the goat shape of the pupils, side to side.
Oh, similar, maybe.
Oh, okay. Because that is a prey pupil.
It's also what I would say is it's a mix between like looking like a goat eye, looking like a wolf eye.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very strange, kind of like a bit wider than the...
Yeah.
Definitely animalistic, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, to Will,
Very,
obviously
very
not
animalistic,
human.
yeah.
So
Okay.
he's rubbing his face, staring at him, and looks back at this wolfman person, dog.
Yeah.
It's just we have met a genuine dog person, I think, and Will just goes, now what?
Now you figure it out for yourself. I'm not your teacher or your caretaker. You figured out how to get your eye out. That's what I said I'd do. I'd make you useful. Now you're useful. All right. Is there anything else that anyone would? No. Good. No. Good. Okay.
Will has a look around. Does he see the Pwca anywhere?
He doesn't see the Pwca, but you can see where the Pwca has been a little bit.
Okay.
The
cool.
little like blue misty smoke.
That was the Pwca. Okay.
Oh, okay.
World's greatest detective.
All right.
So,
Oh, Daredevil.
You've got Witcher sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't hurt or anything.
There's a hot sensation, but it doesn't burn or anything.
When you say that, Will
Going to
just
stay
rubs his
like
face
that,
and he
isn't
goes, "It stings." Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole.
She's talking about your
thing.
eye.
I love the idea that Will's face is completely normal except for the eye.
Oh
It's
yeah, it is.
wide open. Like even if he squints with the other eye, the devil eye doesn't do anything. It just stares like
it's
an
not gonna-
eager beaver eye.
It's not gonna stay like that, is it? Because that'll be harder to hide. I mean, sunglasses you can get away with, but in school they're gonna tell you to take them off.
bro, are those scales up in your eyeball?
I'll give you this as well. Well,
It looks painful.
like when you blink, the other eye doesn't blink. It does the lizard slide.
Oh,
The vestigial eyelid.
Uh-huh.
yeah, vertical eyelid. Oh yeah. Yeah, Will has a theory, and he is now going to try to calm down, like stop rubbing his eyes and start breathing calmly.
Okay. Yeah, as you breathe, it fades out. Like it's very quick. It just kind of like recedes back
Yeah.
and back to normal.
Cool.
I
And then
think-
you open your eye and the eye is gone. Well,
I think I can at least say for Cecilia, I don't know how the other two were standing there watching all of this, but she's definitely looking at all of this like, oh my fucking god, I'm looking at a monster. Like that kind of thing. Like,
I think Tori is definitely a little bit more like, yes, we are all weird. You know what I mean? Like this is just Will, whatever Will's thing is, like she's more at peace with that idea.
Will is like, oh my god, now I can cheat at all the tests.
I mean, you just made a deal with a cat monkey raccoon and
Yeah.
then went to report said deal to Dogman in Graveyard who deals with
We made a deal with the cat, monkey, raccoon, shadow person.
but also the moment none of the others have shown any physical things, right? So, and also the Gravekeeper, we haven't seen any physical
No,
things
you
about
haven't
the
seen
man,
any
like,
physical
right?
things.
So the moment Will has like a physical, like devilish, like
Yeah,
lizard eye, it's like holy fuck. Like,
the first physical representation you've had of something seriously, aside from the Pwca.
yeah, but it kind of looks like an animal, so you can kind of like,
It does kind of look like an animal, yeah.
yeah,
This is something clearly
Yeah.
messed up. It's
yeah.
clearly
That's why.
paranormal,
That's why I'm saying Cecilia is looking there horrified, petrified, like.
And oh god, I know his first name's Wilbur. I can't remember. The Gravekeeper Moran, like looks around for a second and says, "Yep, that's why I don't read books. All right. Good job. We're even, Stephen. Tell that old guy with glasses that we're squared away.
We'll tell him.
Good. And now, bugger off." And he turns and starts walking back to his shack, and he's like mumbling like, "Kids and stupid and gravestones and dead people, devil eyes," and then opens the door, slam.
And away we go.
I would say ignoring anyone who is still in denial and is trying not to use their powers at this point, yeah, pretty much Cecilia. I would say at this point you all have an idea of how to manifest or use your powers to the point where you may still require a little. We may have a couple of scenes of practice and etc. But yeah, Will was the last holdout basically.
Yeah.
And
I think I know a way for Will to manifest it at will, as it were.
That's literally I wanted to ask, like, as if he's gone and we're walking away towards the car,
Yeah.
conversation in the car, whatever. I'm gonna be like, what the hell, Will?
I-
I'm gonna
I-
slap you and suddenly you get wrapped
No,
on
please,
your face.
please don't do that.
I'm not about to. But what the is this?
I don't know. I don't know. Books are weird.
I imagine this is a conversation in the car.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like driving to
Backseat.
wherever everybody needs to go.
Yeah, it's one of those night drives where it's like quiet.
Just to say
Wait,
then, yeah,
s-
we would have split
Oh
up.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, that's no
That's
good.
that's
yeah.
fine though.
Oh, all right. Well,
If we want to talk like
I like
After-
before we leave then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like lingering near the vehicles.
Yeah,
Um.
some
was gonna
sort of
say-
conversation there.
I'd like to try an experiment, Sheepy. Or Will would like to try an experiment.
okay.
He would like to think of his parents' incessant, like, comparison of Will and his older brother, and constantly being put up to a standard that it does not have the age to.
Not quite
Like,
good enough.
yeah,
Not quite
yeah,
living to-
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, you're not this good," and I was like, "Yeah, because it's impossible because I'm not the same age yet. It is impossible for me to live up to the standards that you have arbitrarily set, and my
Well-
brother didn't have to live up to any standards."
And also, when you achieve things, it tends to be "and what next" instead of "and
Yeah.
well done."
Achievements are minimized, and expectations are hyperbolic, basically.
How does Will feel about those things?
He is very, very angry about it because he fucking hates that shit.
Okay. And in general, when these things happen, he holds it down, right?
Yeah, and he's gonna try not to like suppress it for the
Okay.
first time.
Change
In
the
a
game,
long
please.
How do I roll anything, or is it
Yeah.
any
it's-
plus or minus or anything?
I would say, let's have a look here. Emotional. You can use the emotional and the stress. I would say, both of those weaknesses.
Yeah, and I'd say
Um,
guarded.
I'd say guarded as well.
Yeah.
So that's 3 weaknesses. Let's see if you got any positives. Jeez, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here.
High motivation.
High focus, high motivation. Both of those, I'd say yes. I would say.
I am researcher because this is research. What he's doing now. It's research into himself, but it would still be. Is it performing an experiment essentially?
Yeah. I'd say yes, and also tactically minded would work here because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's a
High focus.
yes.
So 5-3. 5-3. Change the game. No.
Ugh.
Wow.
You.
A 1 and a 2.
Well, see, the thing is a success would be you. You essentially would be doing what you've always done. It's
Yeah.
like tamping it down. So what happens is you think about it, and yeah, you feel that heat again. You feel that you feel that like burning, and it goes through your body, it goes through your veins, and it goes up into your head and like focuses on your eye.
Yeah.
I'll give you this time because you rolled so badly, weirdly.
A 1 and a 2.
I don't know how much you'll read into this for Will,
Okay.
but the beginning of the heat always begins in your core,
Okay.
kind of in your chest.
Yeah.
and then moves across your body and into your eye.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, the eye, again, you guys see, like, the eye pops out, and, well, it doesn't pop out. Sorry.
Yeah.
The eye, the eye manifests itself, and the redness comes back, the scaliness comes back, the eye comes back. And...
I love the idea of Will going, hang on, I'm going to try something, and don't freak out. He's doing this basically when we're standing by the car.
Yeah.
And it just goes,
gonna...
and it just goes, and then he opens his eyes, and it just goes, boom.
Yeah, it kind of creeps across, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, that worked.
If that's what you call working, yeah.
All right, I think it's been enough for one night. Wait, we needed to. Yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna go home.
Cecilia's like, later.
Latest weirdos. There's nothing wrong with me.
I think I'm just gonna go home now.
But wait, are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
I'll see you one in class. Cecilia starts walking towards her car.
Tori turns to the other two, like, Cecilia's going, that's fine.
Yep.
See you at school, you know.
Okay.
Tori turns to the other two and says, look, if we're stuck doing this, we should, I don't know what everybody's capable of, what we're gonna need, you know, in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to question it because we didn't do any to woo to talk to the Pwca.
No, but like, come on, that was obviously a let's see how they deal with even the slightest bit of weirdness assignment.
Oh no, you're right.
They don't give you the advanced calculus class before you've done basic math, George.
I don't do very good in math.
Well, hopefully you do better in, I don't know, supernatural, whatever it is you do. That's what I want to know.
She's gonna try to think back on like what Ashford told her. I guess I can eat stuff, but like anything.
Tori looks at you like, really? That's it?
He said I could eat like large amounts.
I have seen her eat very large amounts.
Shut up.
Hey, I'm just
Just one
saying
time.
that
You two-
yeah, well, that one time you did eat a party platter that serves 12 people on your own.
And how do you
That's
two
true.
feel about Ashford? Like, he's basically forcing us to do this against our will, right?
Yeah, slave labor.
I'm going to be looking for opportunities to get out of that.
I think I'm too used to teachers telling me what to do and having to do what they say to really have an affected reaction right
This
now.
isn't a teacher thing, George. This is like life. This is something that could ruin everything.
And this whole
could-
time she's just like
And Tori-
gate-eyed staring at Will's eyeball. Like
Tori adds, you
Yeah,
could
Will's
die.
trying to get rid of it now.
You could die doing this, George.
I didn't really think
Because-
about that.
Because if Pwcas are real, if I can make people do things by just telling them, if there's some kind of demon eye, then I can only imagine that, you know, how much other stuff that people have just heard about is real.
I wonder if there's a
Are-
way to like smell them. You know, like
Maybe-
suss them out before they can suss us out.
Maybe for you.
When the
I certainly don't
when the
smell
kitchen
any
lady-
differently than I did previously.
at that, I'm all sniffer. Just take one like unconscious big whiff of the air at that. Just that comment makes me do it. Do I smell the ocean?
Are you sniffing Tori, as in getting
Yeah.
close to her?
I mean, I
Or
think
are
we're
you
standing
just-
in like a close
We're like
circle,
talking. Yeah.
mumbling. I don't think I probably just on purpose smell the surroundings. Like, you don't smell any different, huh? And I probably would get Will too. I mean, it's not directed.
Yeah.
It would be just like,
I smell like cayenne.
Get a
In-
little get a little brimstone in the ocean.
Yeah, in that case, what you smell is kind of like a salty sea breeze, very refreshing,
Yeah.
mixed with this kind of like more smoky, like like acrid smoke, along with
cigar smell.
along with a little hint of dirt.
Cecilia isn't there anymore.
I
I
know.
don't know, Cecilia left. I don't just smell.
Pwca's still there.
Ha!
though.
I'll probably like lean back a little bit and shake my face and
Yeah,
be like,
it's-
you guys smell weird.
Yes, well, we've been in the forest.
What do you mean weird?
And at that, she'll get in weirdly, kind of like a dog not being able to resist an asshole.
You're just
you know,
like really close.
up on and be like, you smell
Tori
like
gives her like
the
the
freshest ocean breeze I have ever experienced in my life. And then she'll like look at Will's real creepy eye and be like,
Yeah, Will's trying to get rid of it. He's trying to like he's trying different things like fanning it and like trying to smooth it out.
I would say in this instance, because it's such a strong habit,
Yeah.
it'd be reasonably easy for you to tamper down those emotions and have it recede.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like
Because the next step was like Vaseline or
no,
moisturizer,
yeah,
trying
no.
to get rid of the cracks.
obviously like to begin with you're not 100% sure, and you're like oh, do I cool it down? Well, that's not working, and etc. And then ultimately you calm down. Most likely those kind of emotions, the hotness fades and you feel it kind of receding. I'll say as well, you can generally tell when it's manifested, just purely because your eye gets hot and you get
That's probably good since
I'm
it's an
feeling-
overt power.
it is quite
Wow.
overt.
he can still see out of that eye, right? Like
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
transmitting to his
Oh,
brain.
I can
Okay.
super see out of that eye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. 'cause
It's
the
like
tracking.
true seeing from D&D.
Yeah.
Tori gives you the like, well, could be worse than an ocean breeze, I guess.
You're
Um,
not wrong, but we're different. And when that kitchen lady attacked me, she said I smelled like hot lunch. So we might be out trying to be dangerous things, but you're totally right. There are other dangerous things.
Then we have to be careful, and we have to work together. Okay, like I know
Yeah.
we have our shit, but this is like different.
And at that, she's gonna spin and look at Will, who's probably shook the eye off or whatever, and be like,
Yeah.
"What's that thing do on your face?"
Will is looking in the like side mirror of the car to make sure that every single bit is gone.
Well,
Huh? What?
what's that thing do?
Oh, I can see really well. The Pwca's over there. And he kind of gestures towards where he saw the bluish vapor thing.
So we've got someone who has good glasses. Excellent.
Says
Not
the person who
knowing
can-
the full extent.
Says,
obviously.
Tori's like says the person who can eat a lot. Like
He
Yeah,
said I could
don't-
eat a bomb.
Don't fucking
I
diss
don't
my
know.
power with your bullshit power. No, Will just goes. Will goes back to the mirror and he goes up and he goes, "Looking glass. I'm looking glass." And then he goes back to looking in the mirror. looking at...
Tori rolls her eyes and says, "Listen, do you two need a ride back? I assume you do.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
All
Thanks.
right. Get in."
I'll just
And-
plop in the back seat.
Yeah,
and
she goes to, jump in the car and
Okay.
take them
I'll
home.
probably like look around trying to see if I can see grass moving for the Pwca or something, just because I'm worried if I ditch it, it'll like go eat people.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop anything. I'll just like kind of have a paranoid moment of like, I
Have a
hope
little
that
bit of
thing
like
knows
a-
where we're going.
Is it following us? So I think we'll start out seeing as she left first, with Cecilia getting home.
I'm gonna sniff you, bitch. Cecilia suddenly wears Axe body spray.
Axe Africa specifically.
So-
The horrible.
Cecilia, you pull up at home, park up. Your mum is there outside the front door with her arms crossed. And when you get out the car, she says, Cecilia,
Mom, you're home.
you are late.
Wow. Yeah, I guess I am. I must have lost track of time studying in the library at school. I'm so sorry.
It,
It's not gonna happen again.
good. I hope this isn't going to become a habit, but I do worry.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget that you have a shift at the hospital tomorrow.
I most certainly have not forgotten.
Good. Alright. Well, go up to your room. We'll leave some food out for you. And if this happens again, we'll have to have a serious talk.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds perfect.
Oh, and as she leads you inside, and as you're walking up the stairs, she says, "Oh, I don't suppose you saw this morning what happened to Chaser." And Chaser's one of her horses. Did someone leave? Did you leave the gate open?
Yeah.
Because there was a tear in the fence, and he's gone. And we were looking for him, but we can't find him.
Yep. It must have been my fault. Maybe I left the door open and the escaped. I'm so sorry that he
Cecilia,
I
you
should-
have to be more responsible.
Yeah, I should I don't know.
No, you know what? No. Go up to your room. No dinner tonight. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. So sorry.
Go.
Right. And she walks up.
And does she get down to studying, or
No, she has a full breakdown, Chippy.
Yeah. Okay.
She goes up, silently closes the door, and then just plops onto her bed and just cries because the moment she arrived, she had the evening had been wild. The whole day had been wild, you know, because this all happened in the span of one day for her, where
essentially she's been holding it together.
yeah, this morning she found the whole horse stuff, and then she went to school, found out that all of these other kids were also somehow messed up in this kind of crazy stuff, and then they go and deal with this supernatural animal kind of thing, and people start having lizard eyes, and and it was all of this was just what has been happening. And the moment she comes home, the moment her mother was outside, it was oh fuck, I'm not just gonna get to just go in and deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
And she also kind of she didn't want them to look into it more.
I was gonna ask, yeah.
Yeah, because in her head it was like, do I want them to go out there and like
Possibly run into one of those weird lizard demon dog things.
yeah, or get other people involved in that and vice versa. And she was just like, I don't want them to I don't want to take the risk, and I'll just, take it on myself. And yeah, I think
There's a little bit of frustration there as well, maybe. It's like, it's unfair, it's not my fault.
I think at this point there's not, that would be too soon. I think at this point it's just like enough.
Yeah.
And like
Okay.
that's the whole thing.
Alright. Fading away from Cecilia, like closing her door and not getting dinner. Apologies for that. It'd be worse if you were George. We will go to Will being dropped off at his place. Actually, sorry, it makes more sense. This is silly in a way, but it makes more sense for George to be dropped off first, because...
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Will
Totally does
lives
'cause of the way the
pretty
town
close
is.
to Tori. Yeah.
When you make a map, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So, George, you're dropped off in front of your house. Tori, Will, I won't mince words too much, kind of a shithole. No offense, George.
None taken.
Kind of expected.
Yeah. Is it a very quick drop-off where, it's like, all right, later.
It's literally park outside where I'm told to park outside and be like, later, close the door, go.
Yeah. I'd probably slide out of the car before the car's totally
Tori's not-
stopped.
Like,
Yeah.
she still hates George. Even
Yeah.
though we're in this, like,
Situation.
thing together. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a niceness out of necessity.
And
Now it's Tori and Will in the car alone,
yeah,
however.
I was gonna say there's probably a moment where Will realizes that he's now alone in the car with Tori, and it's like, help, 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 help. as like she like
make
pulls
him do
away.
anything.
Help,
Yeah, I'd
George,
probably
don't
slide out
leave
of the
me
car
alone
and
with
just, like,
her.
Thanks, and go up the steps.
Yeah,
Driveway, whatever the hell I have.
You walk into the house. The doors, you have the key, I would imagine.
Yep.
There's a note in the kitchen. Left food out for Alyssa. At work. Back later.
She'll probably like crumple up the note and toss it away and like pull the loaf of bread and milk out of her bag.
Yeah.
Pull a piece of bread out and just like nibble on it, and she'll walk the bottom of the house, make sure it's like not a mess or anything was left around, shut the lights off, whatever, make sure the doors are locked. And then before she goes to lock the front door, she'll probably go outside and try to see if the Pwca's around.
It is a bit of a mess. Like it's always a bit of a mess. Your mom doesn't have time to clear up.
Yeah. So it's probably just it's a process of like repiling things.
Yeah, like
there's probably no
moving
cleaning up
stacks
to
of
it.
things and like taking a couple of magazines off the table and putting them in a pile next to the table.
Exactly.
That
Literally.
kind of-
It's just
yeah.
stacks of stuff. Yeah. It's like not a hoarder house, but definitely not a
Yeah.
kids are running the show. There's not any
No.
discernible organization. So after I do that kind of thing, go to the front door, gonna lock it, and then I'll go outside to my porch and just kind of like, can I see grass? Or I'll be like, hey, Pwca.
There's no sign.
No sign. Probably just like shrug, shut the door, assume it's okay. It was living in the woods. Said it had to keep hidden.
Yep.
Yeah. Lock the door. Head upstairs to my bedroom. And then I think she'd probably kind of similar to Cece have this moment of just like flopping on the bed and being like, what the fuck happened today? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, Will's eye will haunt her. Like, that is still
Yeah,
beyond
that's some
freak. And the
freaky
fact
shit.
that he like smelled like burning sulfur, and it's Will, this person that she has brought into her life purposefully.
Mm.
And now she's kind of like, did I do the right thing? But definitely just like collapse back. And before she could do it, probably just exhaustion pass out.
Well,
One of those like,
as she like collapses on bed and I'm not sure if she's like breaking down or if she's just kind of like, Jesus, what the hell?
I think it's a wide-eyed like, I don't think she's had time. It's the shock point. She's like in shock from it, probably.
What's wrong? Eh?
She'll like fly up real quick, reach over to a light. Fuck. What?
You okay?
Pwca,
Yeah?
where are you?
I'm under bed.
Oh. She'll pick her feet up and put them back on top of the bed. Sit crisscross applesauce, like, okay.
Is it okay?
Uh,
I'm in the shadows.
No, I'm just glad you're cool. I looked for you. Are you fine down there?
Yeah, it's dark and dank and a bit more moldy down here.
That's sorry.
No, it's fine. It's better than tree.
Okay. So you're just gonna live here with me now.
Well, that is the deal.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Can I ask you a question, Pwca?
Yes.
Why'd that old man want us to kill you?
Is kind of like because
There's a second where it feels like Pwca's struggling with something. And then it gives in.
I marked my territory a little bit, maybe.
How does a Pwca mark its territory?
The same way anything marks territory.
Did you pee on that old man?
I peed on his shack. Twice. Both sides.
All right. Well, can we make a deal that you just pee outside?
He did not feed me. So.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. And that she'll be like, oh, cool. We got the bread, we've got the milk.
As long as you stick to deal, then I have no reason to misbehave.
Okay. I didn't know. I wasn't
Unless
aware.
you want me to, I can. If you want me to pee on things, I can do that.
That's noted.
Okay.
If you mark your why do you mark your territory? Is it to keep other Pwca away?
No, it's because he didn't feed me.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, if you need to pee, just, the outside's great, but I don't think any peeing's necessary now. Thank you. I think I'm gonna try to sleep now. Is that okay?
Do you usually sleep?
Yes.
Then this is probably fine.
Okay.
Do you have concussion?
What? Why would
Yeah.
I have a concussion?
I have heard you're not allowed to sleep with concussion.
Oh, no, I don't have a usually people have to be hit in the head to have a concussion, but thank you for the concern. And she's freaked out because I don't think she's ever had anything concerned about her welfare in her life, and now it's like a cat monkey under her bed whispering in the dark.
I thought we agreed it was a cat monkey raccoon.
Cat monkey raccoon, excuse me.
I do have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead. Can we talk face to face? This.
Okay.
And it kind of like, if you're not looking, you won't see this, but for the camera at the very least, the shadow kind of like elongates out from under the bed, and then it kind of like comes out of the shadow, out of the ground, and then it hops up onto one of the bedposts.
Better?
Yeah. What? Huh? Thank you. I'm just not used to talking to nothing.
Sorry.
That was a weird sound too.
Trick
Are
and
you
Lilith
okay?
Hey, it's something strange.
Obviously, bless you.
I was wanting to know. I am Pwca.
Yes.
What are you?
Oh. Person. I think.
Huh? No. If you need me, you call Pwca.
Oh.
What are you?
George.
George.
George. You could call me that. Yeah.
George. Okay.
But maybe don't come out to anyone else in the house. Yeah?
And it is okay with you because you're not normal. Like, not a person.
I'm not a person?
Not completely.
Wait. What do you mean?
You are like milk and bread. When you put bread in milk, it absorbs milk. You're like that. You're like person, but also not.
How do you know that?
You can see.
You can see.
Yeah.
What do you see?
You
You see milk and bread?
No. I just see. I see you. I see you bread, and then I see the milk. The milk is kind of like absorbed in you.
Sick. Can you see the milky bread, all the milky bread people?
You mean like the old dog?
The old dog?
In the graveyard.
I've never seen the gravekeeper's dog.
No, the gravekeeper, the man, old man is dog.
I mean, he's a dog. He slapped our friend in the face. That's what you mean.
So willfully ignorant. I
Hot
love
dog.
He is like you. He is like milk bread.
Oh, the graveyard keeper's milk bread?
Yeah, he's like milk bread.
So you can see the milk. You know what, Pwca? You don't have to make shoes anymore. But if you could help me spot some milk breads, that would be so helpful.
Well, if they are here, I can. But if I go wandering, then people will see me. And people aren't allowed to see me.
That's true. What if it's at nighttime and didn't you just come out of my floor?
Yes.
Can you do that and not be seen? Because there are some milk breads out there that want to kill George and eat George, maybe. And if George gets eaten, Pwca doesn't get fed.
I can look out for milk bread people.
Not all the time. You don't have to be at my beck and call. Just once in a while, if you could help us out, that would be great. Because we don't know how to tell.
Also, there are some people like Pwca, or something like Pwca, who are just milk. Pwca is not milk person, milk bread.
So there are just milk people,
There-
more Pwcas, or
There are no Pwcas,
huh?
which could get confusing if you want to bring back more Pwca.
Does Pwca have another a George person?
No, Pwca is Pwca.
So if I call for you, is there any chance another Pwca might show up that
Yes.
is not you?
That is chance.
Can we give you another name?
Okay.
Just a nickname. You can pick it. Is there something you'd like to be called? Anything you like?
Pwca like milk and bread?
Okay.
How about Milka?
Milka works.
Okay.
I just don't want to call other Pwca and make them feel more important than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's good.
Milka. Okay. Well, thank you for helping, Milka. I didn't know you could see those things, but that could come in use. Could you see our friends? Were all my friends milk breads?
Yes.
All the people that were with me tonight.
Yes. They are not good at hiding it.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Pwca. That's a lot to take in.
Also can say, don't go to mine. The big, out by mine. Don't go to mine.
Why are there more milk breads?
No.
Are there milks?
Maybe. Somewhere where
dangerous
you should
ones.
not go.
Okay, I don't think I ever had any plans to go out to the mine, but I'll do my best.
Okay.
That sounds terrifying. Is there other dangers in the town we should know about, things to avoid?
Yes.
Lots?
Maybe. I have not already been into person city.
Oh. That's comforting.
But there is a draw here, you know?
A draw.
It's like when you put down milk and bread, Pwca come. It's like that. Like bait.
So, what's this town's milk and bread?
I don't know.
Oh,
But this
well, that's fair.
is why I'm here.
Really?
Hmm?
You were sent to
No,
the cute
I,
to this town?
I came here because I felt like I should come here.
You're a very complicated creature, aren't you, Milka? In the best way possible.
Milka is quite simple.
Maybe to someone as more simple, you're complicated. This is some terrifying stuff to us. This isn't normal to us.
It is
We
always,
were just bred
it is,
until recently.
it is normal. It's always normal. It's just more normal.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. In the most utterly terrifying way.
Yeah, it is like when you're sitting in tree and you know that there are lots of trees around you, but you don't see the whole tree.
Oh, trees for the forest.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I feel like ever since this happened, the milk bread, I've definitely been seeing more of those trees.
Hmm.
Dang.
And
Okay.
You will more now.
That's a good thing?
You are more like bait.
Bait?
Like you draw in. You will draw in. Like,
So are we drawing in? Are we the milk and the bread?
no. Yes, no. No, not yes.
Not yes.
But you are like, yes, like a magnet. Or like, the bit of metal for lightning. You attract.
Huh.
So now, you get to see more milk.
Lucky for us
Yes.
with the milk. There's gonna probably be a lot of bad milk in the next couple weeks. I'm assuming.
Weeks.
Forever? I don't know. I owe someone a lot of money for reasons I don't completely comprehend. The milk bread, I guess.
Wow.
Are we in danger here right now?
Yes.
Is okay.
Like, but this has always been the thing. So you've always been in danger. Like this, right now.
Are we in more danger because we can see the milk?
A little bit. But also, you can also deal with milk yourself.
I mean, we can try.
I mean, you are more stronger than Milka.
I don't think so, Milka. No one's making deals to feed me in the woods to make me go away.
Usually people try to chase me or try to kill me.
Oh, that's terrible. Why would they kill you? For peeing?
Is like, nuisance?
Oh, that's sad. I'm
Is-
sorry, Pwca. I promise not to try to hurt you.
Mm.
As long as you don't, do horrible things or make me lost in the woods and die. I mean, then I might be a little upset.
No, we have deal. There are rules.
Thank you for respecting those. I feel like that's not a common thing in this world anymore. I appreciate you, Pwca. She's gonna flop back on her bed, just exhaustion taking over, but still eyes on the thing on the corner of her bed because there's no way. So you'll just hang out here when I go to school in the morning?
Yeah.
You just chill. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to sleep. I hope you can do the same. Thanks for the chat.
Okay. Call Milka if you need. And then...
Sorry, I got so into being Milka there.
I love
and then
Milka.
Milka, kind of, elongates a little bit, and then kind of zoops into the below the bed into the shadow.
Yeah. She'll probably just. Okay, that's my life now. Flick the light.
Your milk bread.
And we fade on that, and go to Tori giving Will a lift home, dropping him off.
I want to know if there's any conversation that happens in that car
I was
ride
also curious, yeah.
between Will and Tori.
Will not initiate any conversation with Tori right now. It might just be awkward silence all the way to Will's house.
Unless,
Yeah, I
don't-
think so.
yeah.
You're too much good for. Well, actually, no. I got some.
Okay.
So, while we're driving, Tori just in the middle of our dead silence, speaks up and says "So why are you hanging around with George now?"
I'm not sure. It's nicer than hanging out by myself.
I mean, some might disagree with you about that.
Oh, I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess it's better that you know her than you don't. Given all of this crazy whatever.
Yeah, it's
we're
been
dealing with
a
now.
weird week.
Anyway, just be careful of her. Tori says
Okay.
like she has some fucking advice to give and just
Yeah.
lets it drop after that. She has nothing else to add.
Question. Is that advice? Or is that something Tori wants?
Oh no, I
Well
didn't
to do.
qualify it as a question. Fuck.
Oh shit! Mistakes have been made.
That's I'm I wasn't intending it that way
I know.
when I said it, but now that you've suggested that it could be, I think I have to say that she's gonna try
'Cause-
and
Well, I would say that
it's involuntary.
involuntarily, it doesn't sound like she's giving him advice for his own sake. It sounds more like a feeling that she has, where it's like, I don't like her, I don't trust her, she shouldn't, be careful
That's
of someone
true.
like that.
That's true.
So if you'd like, we can do a roll, but honestly, the RP for me in this kind of indicates a certain, essentially, invoking the power, right?
Yeah, no, I think absolutely. I think she does. Given that I've been trying to avoid qualifying. I've been trying so hard to avoid imperative statements.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been listing
I
out for
commend
quite a
you. You've
while.
done so good, though.
And
Really,
now-
you've done
and now-
so good.
and now that Tori is alone in a car with someone else, things are starting to be a little more normal.
Yeah.
She lets her guard down and accidentally demands something.
I like the idea of sheeping in a deer stand going, ha, I heard a statement.
Yeah.
Finally. What I will say.
So the statement was, "Be careful of George."
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
basically.
What I will say is there is no compulsion here on you, Will.
No.
Tori, your eye, you feel that sensation, and it kind of builds and it flows through you. And
There's definitely a moment of like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
you haven't figured out how to damn the sensation yet, so it flows out of you, and your words are tinged with power. And Will, you don't notice it. You may smell like a very slight sensation of kind of, like salty air, like the salty air breeze, but nothing registers with you. But
Is it do we go toe to toe, or is it purely RP? There's no mechanical.
I would say unless you feel like Will would be particularly on guard or resistant to
No,
this.
not on guard or resistant at all.
Okay. Then if everyone's happy, I would say yes. This
Yep.
just
yeah, we
plays
can
out.
just play it through.
And there's no change in you or anything. You don't think any differently of George off the bat or anything like that. I'd say just keep in mind going forward that William has a little bit of a tendency to be cautious of George. Just like
Cool.
she could be up to something.
I will try to remember that.
It's okay if you don't as well.
Yeah.
This is a RP thing. And just a great illustration of Tori's powers just coming up out of nowhere.
Which I think I will sing as. There we go. Hey Tori. So, Tori, you feel that, and there's no mistaking what you've just done.
I think Tori like swears a little under her breath.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh shit. But she doesn't like give it away necessarily. If Will doesn't seem to be like aware of it, it's the whole like, all right, I'm not gonna correct myself here. That's fine. I'll just be more careful moving forward.
And I'm not sure how much of this would register for Tori. That was a little bit different. It wasn't really a.
She's done it a couple of times. Yeah.
She has, but this one was more like a directive, like an embedded directive.
It's like a suggestion rather than an imperative. Yeah.
It is something that is influential. It is not compulsory. So, George is so used. Tori is so used to immediately people doing the thing. There's no outward appearance of like Will being like, yeah, I am really worried about George. You just get this sensation of like a low ebb of like influence.
Okay.
I think is the best way to describe it. And
I think she lapses back into silence when she realizes she's accidentally, in attempting to create casual conversation, accidentally invoked magical powers.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
And
then
brings
you
Will home.
pull up and you're like, oh, here you go.
Here you go. It's your place. Get out.
Get out. I mean, would you like to leave the car?
Get out. I will leave.
I will leave. And yeah, Will, you get out the car, and maybe there's like a little bit of a like, all right, cheerio.
Yeah. Toodaloo. Toodle bip.
And you walk inside. This may be a theme with a few of the families, but you're when you walk in. Oh, sorry, I just need a very quick looky-loo here. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Yes. Your mum is home.
Okay.
And when you get in,
What time of the night or what time of the evening is it?
it's probably about 10 p.m. So a bit late.
Shit.
Yeah,
Super late, yeah.
You're all a bit late.
Yeah.
And when you open the door and you walk in, you hear a, and what kind of time do you call this?
Sorry, Mom. I was stuck with study group. I've made friends though.
And she kind of like bustles out of the kitchen and she's like wiping her hands. She's like, I don't care, William. You're supposed to be home at 9.
Sorry. We got talking. And
Right. Well, but that's not an excuse, is it?
No, I'm not trying to make excuses, Mom. It's
Well,
a reason.
you very clearly are trying to make excuses.
No, not excuses. There are reasons why I'm late. I'm not trying to make excuses for being late. I'm giving you the reason why I'm late.
And so?
I got caught up with the study group.
No, I know you got caught up with the study group. I want to hear that you're not going to do it again.
No, I won't do it again.
Honestly, William, I mean, like, you're
Sorry.
perfectly good, usually, at keeping up with this. Is this because you've made friends?
No.
Because you remember, in England, you know?
Yes.
Like, we had issues after you made friends there, too.
Sorry.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, I was going to wait until you came home, but you know, I've made dinner.
Oh. Anything left?
Put it in the oven. I put it in the oven.
Thank you. He like takes off his shoes and hangs up his coat or whatever. Since it's fall, there's probably some coatage going on, and he is desperately trying not to look his mum in the eyes.
Yeah, and as you like open the oven, and there's like a kind of covered plate with foil over it, and
Oh yeah.
it's just some lasagna, some Brussels sprouts.
I was about to say it has to be fucking lasagna.
lasagna, Brussels sprouts, carrots.
Oh my god. Okay, now I'm hungry. Yeah, I'll take it out. Nom 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 nom.
And as you're like taking it out, you hear from the other room, "How's school going?"
School's going well. We yeah, no, it's going well.
Are you happy with all your classes?
Most of them, yeah.
Most?
Remember what is it, philosophy he teaches?
It's philosophy is Mr.
Yeah,
Knight,
Mr. Knight, right? Philosophy is a bit odd.
There's like a clack, clack, clack as she walks back into the kitchen reasonably hurriedly. You're not having problems with one of the teachers, are you?
No, it's just odd. I don't know what sort of notes to take or...
You're not taking notes, William?
I am. It's just that I'm just writing down...
You always take notes.
Yeah, I am taking notes, ma'am. It's just that it's a weird... It's a strange subject.
Well...
It's very... and he has the plate in one hand and he goes, it's very loosey-goosey.
Well, after you've had dinner, go get your notebook, bring it down, and we'll go over it.
Okay.
All right. And
he sits down and
Yeah.
hands his dinner.
eats, and then you go over your notes with your mom, and she's a little bit
They're lackluster in philosophy.
Yeah. She's a little bit unimpressed with the amount of notes being taken there.
Yeah.
And we go to Tori.
I was going to say that if Will's mom expresses like this is not a lot of notes, he would try to defend himself with, well, you've taught me not to be specific on what notes you take, not just to take all of them, and it's very difficult with this one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah, no, he is.
Fuck that guy.
He's a stupid poopy head. He tried to go George.
He's a pooper.
I tried to avoid that, I'll have you know. And finally, Tori, you pull up to... Oh, yeah, Tori, you pull up to your house and step out and go in.
Heads inside, takes off her, like, blue, coat, stylish coat, hangs it up. My immediate imagination is that nobody cares that she's late necessarily. Like, if her dad's already here, then it doesn't matter, right?
Her dad Yes, because it's like the death of a few patients in the hospital has screwed up his surgery schedule, so he's been off a couple of days.
Well, and also you got to take your mental to recover from that. I think to a certain degree.
So yeah, it's not really noticed that you're late. You come in, you
The lights are off upstairs because you said it was like 10 p.m. right? So like her younger siblings are probably already in bed.
Dad is get it an early day because he's got work again tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody's already asleep.
Yeah.
Or he's just like coming into a house that's like the lights are off except for the hall light, basically.
Yeah. It is dark and cold in the house.
And you know, she puts her stuff aside and heads over to the kitchen, looks for something to eat. There's plenty, obviously, various things, various snack foods and canned foods and whatever. She can make herself a bowl of soup or something, you know, if there's no, because that's probably the deal, or leftover takeout. There's probably all kinds of like, you know, Chinese food or whatever in the fridge.
And when you're like going through the fridge and everything, as you close the fridge, there's like a calendar on the front of it, and like they're kind of X'd out days, and there's a few spaces, and then Mom's home.
Mom's coming home. Interesting. Yeah, Tori.
So.
There's a look at the calendar as she like, you know, puts something in the microwave, and she sits down at the table, and it's just the place is empty. You know what I mean? It's like a large, empty like dining room where she just like eats this leftover takeout and then heads up to her room. Right? Like she is the least bothered, but also the least influenced by anything.
Yeah. And there's
though it would have been very different if her dad were not home.
Oh, for sure. She probably would have got a little bit of issue with not being there.
A lot of issue, probably.
Yeah. There's probably like a fade out where the camera like pulls back away, just with the like one singular light on in the kitchen, and Tori sitting at like the island, you know, just kind of like eating food in silence, and then the camera fades.
Yeah, gotta be quiet. Don't want to wake anybody up, because that's when you get in trouble.
Yeah. So, for the morning, we all know what you guys do in the morning for the most part. There's only one thing I need to highlight, which is, George, when you wake up, and after a couple of minutes of lying there and being like, oh, I don't want to wake up, you hear from outside your room, like this kind of like, George? It's Alyssa.
Oh. What?
Were you up late?
Yes. Why? What?
Can I come
Open
in?
the door. Yes.
Okay,
What?
and she click and opens. She's like, hey, did you get any sleep?
I think so. What is wrong? You never have these many words at whatever time it is.
Well, it's just that the house is clean.
Yeah. And
Like,
she'll that'll wake her up a little. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna try to play it off, but then she'll be like, "Yeah."
it's like super clean. It's like we don't live here. Did you just decide? Could you not sleep?
Yeah. I drank coffee after 5
AM?
p.m. Caffeine, man, it's crazy these days. I decided to clean the downstairs.
You only have it downstairs.
The one floor. I cleaned the kitchen.
Yeah, and the living room.
Yep, I did that. And she's gonna start like pulling socks on. Like, what the fuck?
Mom's bedroom?
Yep. Saw mom was out. Figured I'd do her a favor.
In the bathroom?
Yes. Also, the bathroom.
Okay. I have to go to school.
Uh-huh. You should go to school. Yep. Yeah. What time is? Go to school. Go to school. What are you doing? Go to school. It's fine.
Aren't you gonna walk me to the bus?
Oh yeah. Yep. What's it? Okay.
And as you like,
Yep.
like, you know,
I love the idea of George waking up in a made bed, like tucked in. Just...
I kind of pictured it like the four-pointed, like she was
Yeah.
stuck at first, like
your room is spick and span. Everything's tidied away. Everything's neatly folded. Like if you open your drawers, like all your shirts are folded, or your they're not like ironed or anything, but they're like
Yeah, but-
yeah.
I kind of wish I had the Pwca now.
not just thrown in a drawer.
As you go out of your room and into the hallway and into the kitchen and everything, like everything's tidy, everything's cleaned away, like things are in drawers, things are where they should be as opposed to where you dropped them.
Smells like pine sol.
Yeah, it's
She'll probably have one of those.
George.
Yep, I'm coming.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you walk your sister out to the bus,
Yep.
and she gets on and heads to
Damn,
school.
Pwca.
Dude, for real.
I want
I'll
Pwca.
probably like drag her backpack with me and hand it to her.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Do this work. Do your school.
Okay, thanks.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. And she jumps on the.
Alyssa'd probably like have this moment of like, did she just say she?
Hmm.
She gets on the bus like, my sister's dead. Someone's possessed her. Not that I don't love my sister, but you know, we're not really that kind of family.
She quite hesitantly like walks onto the bus and then goes and sits down next to one of her friends who's like, hey Alyssa, how's it going? She's like, I think my sister's on drugs. And then
Why?
the bus like
You are not
pulls
wrong.
away.
She said
You
she
are not
loves
wrong.
Me?
I mean, you know. But yes.
Yeah.
Then
Then I want to go. I'm gonna go back inside and look around and see if we were like robbed.
no,
Nothing. It's
No.
just like
everything appears to be there. It's just all tidied up and. You would remember like the conversation with Pwca,
Yeah.
where Pwca's like, "I clean."
Yeah, I'd probably just like kind of look around, admiring everything, run up to my bedroom again, make sure nothing's missing,
Yeah.
and kind of like, you know, almost as if it's not hers, like kind of look through the layers of her folded clothes, like what?
I like the idea that the Pwca has like mended clothes as well.
There's probably a few like ripped jeans that have like kind of patched up.
Yeah.
Been fucking
Uh,
darned with.
There's like
The siding of the house has been cleaned.
the outside hasn't been cleaned.
I love the
But
idea.
the
Has to have something to do tomorrow.
there's a couple of ripped jeans that have like patches where they've been like sewn back up. But you got a couple of socks that are missing, so
Okay.
yeah.
At the behest of I probably wake up right before I need to go to school. I'll probably
Yeah.
like pull clothes on. That's when I notice the patches. Probably like pull some jeans on and be like, "What? I worked on those holes forever. Fury, get my ass wash on, like, grab my bag and get out of the house as fast
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
possible.
Okay.
And start
Uh,
speed walking to school. And if I ran into Joel, he'd probably notice I was like super clean, I imagine.
I
Like,
mean,
the folded clothes and everything
your
would look a
clothes
little bit more crisp.
are less crumpled and they're not cleaned as in they haven't been put
Yeah.
through the wash or anything. But
Yeah. Okay. And then just walk to school with Joel and
So-
try to be normal again, I guess.
for today, I have a question for everyone. Because as far as I'm aware, although I may have missed it, you didn't organize to meet up as a group.
No.
We were
Yeah.
all kind of shook, I feel like.
Yeah.
mostly.
You-
So,
You also received no instructions of how or when to report.
no.
We
Having
received
done-
nothing. Mm-mm.
So this is why I'm interested, is to open floor for all of you as to how you deal with this. Like, do do you find each other in the morning and talk about things, or do you individually?
I can't be seen hanging out with all these people
for
all
sure.
the time.
I was gonna say.
Not gonna happen.
Cool factor would
That's
diminish.
for secret time, not public time.
I love the idea that we could
George
walk
is
past.
anathema.
I love the idea that we could walk past each other and go, just make a pig noise and like paranormal investigation group meeting. Okay.
Oh
And
my
it
god.
was two oinks meeting 2 hours
You-
after school.
Will is the only person who would do that.
yeah.
Love it. I love Will's
absolutely.
monologue.
Absolutely, it would
Fantastic.
do that. But he's also taking this like it's a little bit like Justice League of America style.
I think George desperately wants to talk to everybody, but she's not really one to initiate
Yeah.
conversation. Like she'd probably like go to
Even
class. I
when-
think
even when
Ashford
she's
is our
super
homeroom,
needs it?
right? Huh?
Even when she's like super wants to.
Yeah.
Could I?
The only reason she approached you before is she thought you were gonna die due to that creep dude.
Yeah.
Like
Could-
that was basically the only reason she would ever even go near your locker. Like that's the golden era. She's not allowed there. She burns,
Yeah.
skin burns in
Yeah.
the sunlight. You know.
Could I suggest a morning of essentially like occasional glances of like we should talk about things, and then like no, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Especially probably between Cecilia,
Yes.
Tori, and George, and with
Yeah.
Will on some of that too.
I think what George would do is when she got to school, she'd always be this kid, but the kids that like hang out outside until the very, very last bell, probably like smoking a cigarette around the corner or something like that. And every time she sees any one of them come into school, she would just try to make the most desperate eye contact.
Mm.
She fucking knows they know. And like, I'm assuming all of y'all are like,
No, Cecilia would
Like-
like do the very much like the looking up and down and like just walking
Yeah.
faster.
yeah. She'd get clear body signs, I'm assuming, from all of you that this is not the time and no one wants to talk. And
Yeah.
Tori gives you the most disgusted eye contact you've ever experienced. It
It
is
probably, I can't let
is-
go.
withering. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I would also say, and feel free to correct me on this, Will, but I feel like Will wouldn't initiate contact with George. So it would
Oh,
be all
now
four of
he's
you
wary
a
now.
little bit separate, just in the morning. So my next question is does anyone go and speak to Ashford?
Oh, no.
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 George might. I feel like George might be like, hey, we got the Pwca thing figured.
I mean,
terrified of him.
George was willing to. That's true. Like that was before he was.
That's
a
the
fucking,
only teacher. Yeah, he petrifies me.
I mean, doesn't Mr. Knight kind of worry George too?
Absolutely, but
In
Mr.
more
Knight,
of an
I
anger
little
way.
ball in the back, I survived. I straight up was like, well, maybe Mr. Ashford, I don't want to do things for millions. And he was like, cake with magic and tried to fucking choke me out and kill me. So
Little bit of a
Fierce.
note here. Little bit of a note here. You were like, "Can I just die instead?" And he was like, "Okay." Don't act like he was like, "You're not
I
paying.
think-
I'm gonna kill you." But I
facts,
could,
but the fact that he can do that probably
could s-
scared me even more.
Oh,
I could see George translating it that way though.
My child.
Yeah.
I don't know if what you were gonna say is gonna contradict what I'm gonna say, Elf, but
You go first.
I guess Cecilia will like briefly if she catches him. Because despite not liking the guy, he's still like an authority figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
So-
that too.
Despite not liking him, if she happens to see him, she would go up to him.
She probably wouldn't see him. Not in the morning, at least.
Oh, okay. If she doesn't see him, then like she can't. Oh, I don't know.
You could go to his classroom.
Yeah, but I have classes.
You do have classes, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah. That'll happen in a break then or something.
All right. And Tori?
Tori is probably the only, well, other than Cece, who respects authority figures with an incredible degree of reverence.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tori's the only one who feels like she's on par. You know what I mean? Like she's got that arrogant energy.
Yeah.
So she probably would look for him
Okay.
when she has some time.
Sure.
But she doesn't often have time alone. So
I mean, she's good enough to get away from her friends.
You can just be like, ugh, I have to talk to Mr. Ashford about the history homework or whatever. I mean,
So you walk in to his classroom. No one's in there. Probably close the door, just because you don't really
I mean,
want to be
assuming he's there, I
like.
guess.
Oh, he is. He's at
Okay.
He's at his desk.
By yourself.
You said nobody's.
My
I
office
was like,
now.
Oh no other students are there. There's no class going on. It's in between classes and he's kind of like he's got his head down a little bit and he's writing in a book like, and then he looks up. Victoria, yeah.
Oh, you remembered. That's good. Listen, we dealt with your Pwca or whatever it was. It's handled.
Good job.
What now?
Probably a couple of days and I'll have something else for you.
So is this it then? We just gonna keep doing odd jobs for you every couple of days at your, ring your bell and we come running, or?
Yeah?
Really, that's all you can say to that? That's it? Not, hey, maybe let us in on some of whatever the hell you're doing, or, just give us a little more information? This is all kind of freaking me out.
He sighs a bit, puts his pen down. What would you like to know?
I want to know why this is all happening now. Why are you here? What are you looking for? You can't just be here for Pwcas.
No. And the Pwca is something that was a minor nuisance. Also, I got offered a decent deal, deal with the Pwca and help me with my more useless student problem.
I saw what your deal got you.
Well,
You think he's useless?
I think he was. Do you disagree?
He's smart, at least.
Right.
She says, thinking of the homework she's copied.
So, yeah. I mean, that is the crux of what we are doing. Dealing with problems that no one else can. Keeping the balance.
And we don't offset the balance by messing with it?
Balance has already been offset. Do you think it's regular to have this much strange in a small town out in the middle of nowhere?
Well, and this is what I'm asking you about. It seems a little off.
Yeah.
So why Quail Town? Why is this place so messed up?
Have you ever heard of migration?
Sure.
What happens when you hunt too much in one area, when you chip in too far to a herd, they move.
So you're just saying everything is moved here?
Everything has been chased here.
That's ominous.
That's why I'm here.
Alright, fine. Well, Pwca's dealt with. And she, turns around to leave if he doesn't say anything else.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
I think I think we can both agree that it is not normal for so many strange entities and supernatural things to be occurring in one place, yes?
Well, up until like 3 days ago, I didn't even know any of this was real, so I'd say yeah, probably.
What do you think happens if these things continue to turn up in the same place?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of a gravity well?
No.
Have you ever heard of a black hole?
Sure. Yeah. Pulls everything in one place. I get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to deal with them in such a way that it eases the strain on this place. Which is why we can't just exorcise them.
So what you're saying is it would do us all a big favor if, I don't know, all of us in this little group you've got together, I don't know, moved away?
You would be droplets in an ocean. You would be much better served helping me deal with the big problems. However, all four of you are new and very unaware of what you can do to the most part. Therefore, I thought I'd start you off easy. Oh, where's the jar? The jug?
Celia had it.
Oh, so Cecilia has the Pwca?
No, George has the Pwca.
The Pwca's not in the jug?
No, we just talked to it. Got it to stop bugging the gravekeeper.
Really?
I don't know, seemed easier.
Well, in that case, well done.
Great.
I'll knock a little extra off all of your debts.
Yeah, I'm sure Cecilia will be super happy about that. And then and then Tori like turns to leave. Like, listen, just let me know when the next one is or whatever. Get this done.
Will do. The city thanks you for your help.
Yeah, sure. That all sounds great, except that you're black, or except that you're extorting all of us. The city thanks you for your help. More like my pockets thank you for your help. Anyway, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with any of us. Just tell us what to do, okay? I'm fucking sick of it.
Fair enough.
The city can thank me all at once. And then she leaves.
Yeah.
Slam.
Take that.
Okay.
The city thanks you. Fucking talking about knocking off our debts.
You're getting
You
paid
did a
in,
good deed.
you're getting
Okay,
paid in
bro.
good deeds and exposure.
All right, bro.
People die from exposure, motherfucker.
Oh.
All right. So let's have a look here.
I love how like Asher probably at this point thinks like, fuck, I couldn't have gotten like a bit more of a like complacent group of students.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Why did I have to get stuck with these assholes?
You'll find Ashford takes things fairly in stride.
Kids these
Yeah, because he's not
days.
doing anything. We have to do it.
he removes his sunglasses, single tear is rolling down his cheek.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I couldn't send him to a teenager.
I just want these kids to like me.
As a sidebar, he did remove his sunglasses for the first time.
Yes, yes, we noticed.
Yeah.
But did he look different underneath?
I mean, he looked like he had eyes underneath.
Okay, he doesn't. He doesn't have like a devil's eye. Or
No, nothing like that.
It looked like he had eyes underneath.
Fucking hope so.
Ravishing.
Yeah.
So, I think my question here will be is, seeing as we have a tiny little amount of time left, before we finish up, is there any kind of like interaction between the group before the end of school? Do you get together at any point, or?
I want to know if George notices that Will is a little reticent to interact today.
She's probably got, like, my own thoughts would be, she's probably got quite a lot on her mind.
Yeah. I hate
Also,
to say
when
it,
is
but,
Will?
like,
Also, when is Will not reticent to interact?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of warmed up to George now.
Yeah.
True, but
And now he's cooled down again.
well, true, but every instigation was George. Like, Will didn't go looking for George. George basically swept him up.
Oh yeah,
into
that's fine.
her.
That's
So-
totally
I was
fair.
gonna say that like it was kind of out of like curiosity and boredom,
Yeah.
and she is like the opposite of bored right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd be shocked if she realized Joel was following her as always, mumbling things. Like she's probably just on autopilot through the halls, just waiting for anyone to say anything because she didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I will say the same thing here, that Cecilia probably, as much as possible, wants this to be a normal school day. So she would like also avoid this. Like if anyone were to speak to her about it, like any of the other three, she would like pretend like she wasn't avoiding it,
Yeah.
you know? But until that point comes, she will definitely just try to have as normal a school day as possible. Not even like today, not even try to get into the high cliques. Like
Okay. So everyone's trying to have a
Tori is not looking receptive, by the way, even
Yeah.
if he did
Okay.
take a glance over there.
So what I can take from everyone here is that everyone is being very much like normal school day. For
Yes.
like no weirdness, no silliness. Just stop it. Okay.
Silly.
Please be a dream. Please be a dream.
if I pretend it's not real, it's not real.
In that case, what I will say is, you all go about your regular afternoon activities, afternoon classes, clubs. There's chess club for Will. George hangs out under the bleachers and doesn't notice that Joel's there too. Tori, you have a swim practice, so you go to swim practice. Cecilia, yeah, you've got your clubs.
Many clubs.
Then we have, ding, school. Oh, that's the best I can do with the school. Like,
You should get a sound on your
I was
soundboard.
considering getting a sound effect.
Oh,
for-
yeah, you
for
should.
school out. But school's out, and you all. Well, the only person who has something solid to do is Cecilia. Cecilia, you have your shift at the hospital,
I most certainly
which
do.
is volunteer work. Correct. Okay. So, question first. What is everyone else doing for the afternoon and into the evening?
Will would like to try something during chess.
Okay.
Not while he's playing, but while he's observing, so everyone's busy with their own games.
Yeah.
He'd like to like off to the side so people don't really see him. Manifest the eye and see if it helps, or if it does anything with the game or anything, or see if there are any milk breads in among his fellow chess players.
Could I ask? Hell yes. Given that Will knows how avert the eye is, would he do it in public at school?
Yes, which is why he's off to the side. Like I'm imagining it's in the libraries. I'm imagining him like behind the bookcase, looking through the books and down at the people. but making sure there's no one else around where he is.
Okay.
Very careful about it. Yeah, exactly. Holding up a newspaper with one hole in it for the eye.
I would like you to
sunglasses.
I would like you to take a risk, please.
Yes.
Oh.
I can do that.
Uh,
Let's see. I imagine I get a minus for overt power.
minus for overt power. Let's have a look here.
I am, however, spatially aware, so I'd say that's
Spatially
a
aware
plus.
would work.
Let's see.
I think those are all the ones there that would apply.
I was gonna say supernatural tracking from or like trying to like maintain where everyone is in the library, so he doesn't. But that might be under spatially aware anyway. But
I would say more spatially aware, yeah.
okay, high focus.
I would say no.
Okay. Okay, 1-on-1.
Okay.
Take a
Flat
risk.
roll.
Wild success.
Ooh.
Thank
This
fuck
was
for
a
that.
failure this time.
Thank fuck for
damn.
that 5. I got
Yeah.
a 2 and a 5.
Hell yes. Hit boy.
Okay.
It's a hard bargain or an ugly choice, but at least it's not a fucking fail.
Yes.
Yeah. You hide behind a stack and you kind of like peer out and you feel you kind of like instigate that emotion again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the same way parents.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
think
okay.
However, I think he's getting like a back roll of shit to conjure that thing up with. It's like, there's a
Yeah.
couple of things he's been upset about before, and
Yeah.
now he gets to use it.
I was gonna say, like, if he continues to use his disappointed parents,
Yeah, it'll wear off.
Well, not only will it wear off, that's not very healthy to keep like
No.
using that to
absolutely
get
not.
angry. So you
You're
know,
quite right. But yeah, no, it's I think he's built up a retinue of several things to call on.
sure. And you manifest the eye. You feel the heat,
Yeah.
and you kind of like peeking out between like a stack of books and looking at the chess club. You don't see anything
No milk
initially
breads?
on any of the people there. Like they all seem normal as far as you can tell, but you're not really sure because you're not sure what to look out for.
Yeah.
But what you do see is a very faint kind of like mist
Okay.
all over here, all over the library. It's very subtle, and it's almost like mist, like a light mist. It's just
Does it look like the tracking mist from the Pwca, but different somehow?
No.
So would it be the traces of another supernatural thing, as opposed to? Because I know what the traces of the Pwca looks like, so maybe the leap of logic would be, that's what Pwca traces looks like. This is the trace after something else.
No, it's hard to define, and it seems very light. It seems very kind of like, a best way to describe it is almost like a film, like a slight like filter is put over your eye.
Okay, so it's not like Great London Fog or anything.
No.
Okay.
And it also
Do-
it doesn't have that kind of blue that blue kind of like smoky aspect to it that the Pwca had. It's a bit more kind of grey. It's a bit more kind of just like dull and
Okay. Do I see it coming from anywhere, or is it just omnipresent?
just all around the library, honestly.
Is it thicker at the floor, like that kind of, or is it just a haze generally?
Just a haze in this. It's like
Okay.
someone. It's like a whole load of people. It's like a poker room. You know, just that like
Yeah.
smoke everywhere, like just smoky.
Okay.
I'd say it probably irritates your eye a little bit. Sorry, I know you have irritated eyes anyway.
No, my eyes are actually fine now. It's
good,
just
good.
the manifests from Will.
Yeah.
But there are no milk breads in among the players or anything, right?
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay. No vague auras or anything. A quick scan around where he's standing to make sure it's not like... Because he doesn't know what the eye does, really. Like, I can see things. I can see things for what they really are. And he's like, hang on a second. Do I see any... does Will see any books or anything? Anything giving off an aura? Or like, hey, that shelf over there is positively glowing. Or, and this specific book here is very fancy. Or anything out of the ordinary like that?
Yes.
Because he's... Oh, there is? Okay, because I was going to say he's trying to make the most of it while he's got it out and then get rid of it quick. Okay, so...
As you're kind of like looking around and everything, you see a like kind of it's a low kind of dark purple kind of almost like an aura.
Mm-hmm. Is it a happy-go-lucky dark purple aura?
Hard to say.
Okay.
It's essentially like a low ebb. And it's coming from the corner, like everyone's playing chess.
Yeah.
And they're like click clack, and then over in the corner on a table is a few books. One of them has this kind of like film of like purple, like little ebb of energy is the best way I can describe it.
Is that like someone's stack of books that they're taking home, or is that just a stack of books that's around?
You recognize the chair?
Yeah.
It's the one that Bridget sits in when she reads.
Okay. Will makes note of like which book it is, like 1, 2, 3.
Okay. It's
And
the
then-
one. It's the one on the top.
Okay, and then he I don't know, gets rid of the eye or dismanifests. I don't know what the term would be. He wills it to go away.
Yeah.
And then he heads over to look at the book.
You kind of are you trying to be fairly nonchalant, like
Yeah, he's kind of like walking around because everyone's playing. So he's like, just walk around over here. Oh, what's this?
yeah, as you're kind of like walking over it, you kind of like look down and maybe like put your hand on it, just kind of like, what's this? It says spells, curses, and voodoo.
Oh, okay. Does Will know in which section of the library books like that would be? Would it be like, history? Would it be fiction? Would it be like theology?
Most likely, it would be in the
Spells section?
Well, in the little in the little back corner where the librarian keeps her like more specialized book that she brings in. You've chatted with her about it before, where like she has all the school books and everything, and then she has kind of like semi-personal stuff, which is more there's a lot of books which are like older books, books of poetry from like the 1800s and etc. She's a bit of a collector.
Is Bridget here today? Is she playing?
Yeah, she's playing.
Okay, so is she facing me or facing the other way?
She's facing at this point she'd be facing towards you because she's facing away from you when you were behind the stacks.
I'll pick up the book, hold it up, and show Bridget, and like, "This any good?"
That's mine.
Yeah, and he's holding up, pointing into it, and looking at her, going, "Is this any good?"
It's kind of interesting. It's like about. Do you know anything about Wicca?
Nope. And he just puts it back on the stack again.
Oh, it probably wouldn't interest you then.
And then Will has now a list in the back of his head, and it's just okay. Let's add a little name on here, and parentheses, witch, burn the witch. close parentheses.
Okay. And we're ending here for today. However,
My chest friend is a witch.
I'm going to add instead of an intro, a little outro, which is after everyone has left for the day and the sun is starting to go down. The camera fades back in on the library. And you hear a shuffling of feet.
Like the dance or just moving?
Just moving.
Okay.
And coming into focus, coming into vision, is the librarian. She has some books in her grasp, in her arms, and as she's walking, kind of like with a very slow, almost like half-closed eyes, like sway to her, where she's just kind of almost going through the motions. The camera shifts into that grey, like mist vision that we saw from Will before, and this time with the librarian in view, we see off the top of her head just smoky mist coming out and spreading and moving around. Like it starts quite thick and quite like black and grey, like little, almost like little ember, like when you burn wood, you get the little flakes of and we will fade out. Okay.
Nice.
Fire demon.
What?
That was it, y'all.
Oh,
That was a good session. We
Yeah.
dude, that was
Yeah.
so intense. I had no idea we were so close to ending already. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good shit.
So
Good shit.
as always, before we do outros, a little bit of an open table for everyone to chat about whatever you'd like. Hopefully you enjoyed the Pwca, also now called Milka.
Yes.
I was so expecting you to either try and kill it or to capture it. I was not expecting the third option, which was like
We're the best.
that was an outside option, you know. With the Pwca, if you feed it, it essentially you form a contract.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I-
helpful.
I like the idea of it's like Shadow of Mordor or any other like capture. Where I could kill the orc, I could capture the orc. No, I'm gonna convert the orc, and now he works for me.
Oh, my friend. Well, I
I-
figured we're kids. Like my instinct isn't violence right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also like it didn't seem super dangerous, right? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't threaten us. Why would we threaten it necessarily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be to my behest, but I don't know.
I'm very interested to see all of that happen because, like, in my like Cecilia said, it was like it's a wild animal. You're gonna have to teach it manners and like teach it to not do stuff.
Yeah.
But
It
who
seems-
knows?
It seems smart, you know. It knows stuff.
Yeah.
It was giving George advice while she was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
know.
I
I really want to show it my book that I brought home the other day now. Will got my brain going. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, Ilka, can you read?
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's it is obviously a supernatural entity, but you know, not all supernatural entities are necessarily evil. Again, you know, like it's mischievous. It does kill people. Like if you're out wandering in a swamp or in the woods somewhere, it will 100% get you lost, and then you'll just die of starvation or you'll drown in a swamp or something. So it's not benevolent completely. It's not,
Great
Yeah.
pet to have.
but like it's a supernatural entity. There are deals, there is negotiation, there is ways around situations.
Good around
So-
small children.
You know, it's also not. It's not malevolent. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm an evil thing. It just
Yeah.
it's in its nature to do this stuff. If you don't go with the deal. If you don't go with the contract, then it'll pee on your house.
That is the best thing ever. The marking, it's terrible.
Poor Wilbur, man. Like,
What did you do? I peed on his hut twice.
Sometimes you just gotta pee on his hut.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sometimes you just gotta fucking
Hey,
suck it up and piss on someone.
if you disrespect the Pwca, the Pwca's going to disrespect you.
Amen, and I respect that.
The problem the Gravekeeper had, of course, is just that he's elderly and
Yeah.
like, he's not what he used to be so much anymore. So like if like the past couple of weeks has literally been the Pwca like fucking stuff up like to piss him off,
Pissing on it.
and him like chasing it with a stick and like throwing stuff at it. That's been the last couple of weeks for them.
It's like a magpie that like learns your family and
Yeah.
just taunts you forever.
Yeah,
Which I think could fuck me. Like if I forgot to feed it for some reason.
I will be checking.
Yeah, I'll feed it.
Yeah.
What day is today of the week? Just for my own. Or should we just say every session is the day that I'm supposed to feed it?
Let's say a very vague kind of like every couple of sessions or so will be a need to feed the Pwca.
That's fair.
I was so sure that Cecilia was going to end up with the Pwca at one point, and I was like, that's going to be weird and interesting, because you almost fed it. Like, you so almost fed it.
No, I wasn't close to feeding it. I had the thought of like doing that, but then I don't know. I also thought like maybe Cecilia could like the thing like the Pwca could be on the farm and stuff, but then I was like, it just didn't feel right. She was not okay with all of this. Like the moment like because she really saw it as an animal more because of its whole form. So she was like, no, this needs to be disciplined and stuff, and she just didn't trust it at all.
Oh yeah.
The moment it wagged its tail, like the tail started like twitching. I was like, nope, stop it. And I love that you then made it like, hey, like despise Cecilia, like not her.
Not that one. Anybody else is fine, please.
It's not an animal, and it's not exactly, the most well-behaved of creature, of things. So having like a super disciplinarian, it was like, I don't want to be contracted to her, please, because this is like my life.
She seems angry about stuff.
Yeah. I did think there was a possibility that because Will had the milk and bread with him, I thought he might end up feeding it, and I was like, that could be unfortunate for Will. Like that could be an interesting...
That could be unfortunate for Will.
Well, because what I imagine would happen is Will will just turn up at home, and then the Pwca's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Wait, you're here now?" Which what I thought was going to happen with George as well, because that scene where the Pwca just stops talking in your room, that was going to happen regardless. Like if you invited him back or not, he was coming back with you.
The way that scene would have been so different, I probably would have jumped out my damn window.
Set the house on fire.
Sprinted, started making the cross with the holy water, like, not today, Satan.
But you guys got in a meta sense for everyone but Tori, you got a little bit more information about what's going on, which is interesting.
Dude, yes. The milks and the milk toasts. I'm very curious about that. And the fact that the Pwca like
the milk breads.
Right, the milk there's milk, not milk toast, sorry, the milk bread and the milks, and the Pwca like offered advice. That was interesting to me. It was like, don't go near the mines. Like I'm wondering if that's advice or if that's something that was bad for the Pwca, not bad for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we will remember that one intro, right?
Which one?
The couple in the car.
Yes. Oh, that's where I'd heard of the mine. I was literally going to ask you that after session where the fuck we had heard about the mine. That was it.
So that's where you've heard the mine before. Is that whole
the big bad? Maybe.
Just some milk.
Just some milk in a mine.
Makes
it's
the
fine.
sugar go down or whatever.
It was and also Tori got a little bit out of Ashford, before she couldn't stomach talking to him anymore.
He's a fucking jackass.
He really is. I mean, especially like the lack of a reaction at, hey, we did it. Okay.
What a great teacher.
Yeah, right.
Fuck that guy. I was like, I really needed to go in on him because like Tori wouldn't just let that disrespect like just slide.
No, dude, I could see that fucking driving her edge wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre compared to any other action or any other interaction she has.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's you know, that's the thing. Oh god, it was really nice to visit all the families again. Just get a little interaction aside from George, obviously. Who...
Cece's mom, like, no food. Out with you, you late failure.
Jesus,
what
yeah.
the shit? Like, that is a borderline abusive situation. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the dad? Like, is there any co-parenting in this at all, or is it just like two people coming at different angles on this poor child? That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
it's like, ugh. Or like one of those situations where it's like a divorce, but they're not divorced. You know,
It's
so
not
you're
like
just
that.
like getting this, like,
It's not
that's
like
just
that.
it's not okay.
No.
Just because we've never seen them together, it's always just they're
it's...
berating you on their own.
Well,
and it's like, fucking Christ.
If you remember, the dad was like quite warm. He just didn't realize that she didn't have friends.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was why I was sad. I forgot. I was like, why was I really sad during that conversation? Because he was talking about all your friends you have.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
I mean, you know, busy parents don't have enough time to pay attention, and then super disapproving mom who's like, you don't do well enough, you never live up to my expectations, and then you look at Cecilia at school, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It's almost like she's so fiercely independent that her parents kind of expect adult out of her at this point, right? That's the sense I get. Like,
well, it's the adultifying of kids in general, right? Like,
yeah.
the whole, like, we expect more of you than we really should because you act. It's the whole like the better you do, the more expected it is that you do better thing, right?
There's no winning. Like, it will never be enough.
No,
yeah. Fuck.
And then we had William's mom, who
I was so tempted to go, okay, mom, and she just slight manifestation.
Part of me thought that was gonna snap out of you. Like, I'm kind of think Will like is on the edge of a break. He takes a lot.
Like when you've been managing something like that for so long, it builds up for sure, but it also seeps out gradually. So it's more of a build than an explosion. For the most, unless something extreme happens. If it's the same stuff every day, like, you know, I would say in general, like I think it was the right call to keep it simmering for now.
Yeah.
And I really liked how he tried to stand up for himself a little bit, but was just bulldozed by his mum. Like, nope, don't care.
It was nice, like a nice progression of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Will at the beginning of the campaign would just go, "Yes, mother."
I'm like, the thing is that like as much as we can look at each of the characters at home and feel bad for them, it's very mundane, like sadness.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like each of them
super
have
normal.
Yeah, each of them have super normal everyday home issues.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting after seeing them try and like negotiate with a Pwca and then be like, and now I'm home. And, you know, my parents are disappointed or not there, or...
Now I have to navigate social life with my parents, or...
Yeah. I really like Tori's, like, just her in the kitchen.
Yeah, shit's empty. It's late at night. Everybody's asleep. Nobody cares that I'm not there until I'm there. They expect me to just do stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so sick, but it's so poignantly like who she is.
Yep.
In the worst way.
Also, a calendar saying mom's home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited to see what that's like. That relationship, if there even is one.
I am not looking forward to playing a high-powered fashion designer.
I am.
Come on, Sheepy.
You can do it, Sheepy. I believe in
Now,
you.
Sheepy, Vogue.
Just watch The Devil Wears Prada. You'll be
Oh, God.
fine.
Yeah. So I'm got like when Tori's mum comes home, I'm just gonna have to like for half an hour before the show starts. I'm just gonna be like get into that.
Yeah,
the thing.
get ready. We'll do it first scene, you know. It's that'll make
They
it
can get it over with.
Oh, please.
You come home and she's doing a workout to like what were like the 90s? It was
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda was the one I was thinking.
Yeah. Laying on your side and just flipping your leg.
Or possibly God, what's his name? Short guy, curly hair.
Oh, I'm a pony. I'm a pony.
Yeah. I can't remember. his name.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. There you go.
Simmons.
Richard,
Yes.
I'm a pony. Yep, absolutely. I'm a pony. My mom watched those if that wasn't apparent.
There you
Yep.
go. Okay.
They were hilarious.
Welcome to the 90s again, guys.
Yep.
That's, you know, like one funny thing is with each of your characters coming home, I had the because you were all late. I had the temptation every time to be like, "Why didn't you phone?" And then I'm like, "Of course they didn't phone. Like they don't have phones."
Yes.
we have prepaid phone cards that you can use in certain kiosks.
Yeah.
Dude, I seriously had the same moment when you were doing the scene of zooming out on Tori. My first image was her like cereal and doing the finger flip on like her phone, and I had to be like, no, Katie.
No.
No.
Yeah. I was
No,
like,
no.
what do you do with your time? Like in this
No. I think we read books.
Oh,
Uh,
do you guys want to have your minds blown for a little bit?
Go for
I had a period of about 5 to 6 years where I didn't have a phone at all, like recently.
Wasn't that amazing though?
Yeah.
Would it be amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
you know.
mostly just jealous you have the balls to do such a thing.
Yeah.
It's what's the Danny Baker, the UK stand-up and sports fanatic and music fanatic. He doesn't have a cell phone. He says, "I can't think of anything worse than being contactable all the time."
Like I have my phone, but even right now, it is all the way over on my bed. I think it's switched off at the moment.
Well, to be fair,
I
we're doing a
think
show
that's
right
healthy.
now. So, yeah.
I
haven't
think just
looked at it
because people
today.
have the capability to
Yeah.
instantly get you all the time does not give them the right to monopolize your time all the time.
Well, and also like it's really weird. It goes from I'm bored, I may as well look at my phone, to I don't want to do anything, I'm gonna look at my phone, to I'm gonna look at my phone, and then you stop doing other things because you're just killing time that you don't need to kill. I don't like phones. I don't like mobile phones. I
but
only
you
have
know what
one.
we do? You know what we do like?
The Patreon.
Patreon.
Patreon! If you don't
Elf,
support
I
that
love you.
Patreon that's below this channel right now, none of this exists.
So
That's the pure story.
let's hit up the outros, and then we'll head off to other places and other times. And
Who cried?
you know what? I'm gonna go with the person who manifested their power today. Finally, Will and LTT.
Wait, that's me. Whoop, whoop. I'm Lehman Zulu Tango. I play Will Robinson. You should check out the Patreon. That's cool. That's why we're here. Because without it, we'd have to do this out of the goodness of our heart, and none of us are that
We
good.
refuse to do that.
Yeah. No, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. You can find me everywhere at Lima Zulu Tango. I do leatherworking and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I've got a thing coming up that I'll be working on, which is a pirate hat, which is going to be cool. Other than that, I also spend a lot of time at university, so my streams are a little bit sporadic at the moment. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hot potato over to Katie.
Woo! Hello, my name's Katie, and I had the pleasure of playing George for you today. What a confusing mindfuck. I have a pet now.
The best.
You just wake
So-
up one day, you're like, I have a pet. When did that happen?
I have a pet now. I don't know what it is. When can you say that? I hope we have show and tell. Do we have show and tell in high school still?
No.
Everyone
No.
want to see my new pet?
It holds up Pwca.
I go to the mental institution. No, today was super fun. I have so many questions. I actually wrote, these were one of those days. I have like 9 pages of notes today. It's pretty intense.
Oh, okay.
A lot of questions, a lot of notes. But it was a fucking intense episode. I think that's reasonable.
Patreon
but I had a
pays
blast.
for the cast's milk bread. It's a great
I know. The milk bread and the milk's just great. That was so on accident, but so beautiful. I'm excited to feed this creature forever. Speaking of feeding creatures forever, if you don't support the Patreon, we don't eat and we just die.
A
Sure.
shadow Roomba.
Oh my god. That pops out of the ground once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it. I'm very into Pwca now. Yeah, support the Patreon. If you don't do that, this isn't here because actually, for real, he pays us. He's crazy. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but compelling reasons sold me on it. Pretty dope. Please support. You get all sorts of extra stuff too, and extra peeksies and stuff like that. And you get to watch Sheepy cry at sappy movies and anime.
Just put out that last episode where I cry. So
Boom. There's case in point. Haha. I wanted to say boomerang. It's not boomerang. Hot potato to Syrinx.
I'm gonna
Hot potato
boomerang.
to the one I have yet to sniff hard.
you definitely can't boomer to Syrinx. Syrinx, go ahead.
Boomerang. Hey, I am insulted that you didn't start with the one who cried, but I'm okay with it right now because it's only my character that cried, and
Yeah.
it's not like I didn't cry yet,
No.
so it's okay. I'll allow it. That's for the prom season finale.
When Rodney dies,
moment.
yeah.
Yeah, where someone in chat said that my stalker could kill Rodney, and it would all be very tragic. So it's perfect season finale stuff. That
Makes
aside,
note.
until that happens, hey, I'm Syrinx. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as such. I had an absolutely lovely time today. It was like one of those sessions where I was just like enjoying it. And just fully in it, and then looking at the time and being like, oh shit, we only have like 1 hour left, and being like, oh shit, I hope it goes on a little longer.
Yeah.
That wholesomeness aside, I do have something I can promote, and I forgot it last week, but it's a perfect moment right now because we're in the last couple of days of funding our Villains Vampire the Masquerade anthology project / podcast that is currently on crowdfunder. There's only like a few, like 9 days left or something to help us fund it even more. We're hoping to at least hit 50%. We'll see about that. But you can find that on Twitter, on my account as Syrinx, but also on West Franks and on Carrion Comfort Studios. We tweet a bunch about it like every single day now that we're in the last few days. So please do go check that out if you like some TTRPG and vampire and anthology stuff. All tons of goodness. And I will not boomerang, but hot potato it over to Elf.
Hello, it's me. I'm Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf. And those are the places that I live, so go there. And Sheepy, take it away.
I was not prepared for that. I was.
We
I was,
noticed.
And clean, just like Tori.
I was distracted. So, hello. I'm
Hi.
Sheepdog, and this is the
Hi.
Wandering Inn, and this was
Hey.
QT. Go check out the Patreon. Essentially, yes, what everyone else said. With the Patreon, I get to pay the cost, and the more we have on, the more people and the more we have pledged on Patreon, the more shows I can do. Basically, at the moment, I'm kind of half and half. Like, the Monday cast gets paid through the Patreon. Like Dragon Riders, etc., the Friday shows and any recorded shows will kind of mostly come out of my own wallet. It's fine. It's you have to start somewhere. Past that, yeah, go check out all the social stuff, Discord, Twitter, etc. Hopefully soon we'll be having some like short clips of the shows. We're gonna try and put out some shorts on. I'm gonna make a TikTok and and YouTube Shorts. I've got a YouTube Shorts channel. We just don't have the content yet to put out. But that's.
I can't wait for the TikTok channel.
There's a lot of scenes I'd like to put in there. Like I want the short clip of everyone's reaction to Mr. Knight turning up when George gets flamed, and then also Mr. Ashford turning up, and everyone's like ah. So got a few of those. Some comedy, some drama. Hopefully we'll get those things going out. Also, a website is coming. Yeah. Essentially, it'll be a place where you can go, and it'll have a list of shows, it'll have a list of cast, all those type of things. You can just look into it and see all the things that are available. Because while Discord is nice, it's hard to archive this stuff. And YouTube channels can be a bit of a pain. Also, as time goes on, I'd like to expand it with the option of like a members section, maybe if Patreon doesn't really work out, or, you know, we can maybe do some members only shows and stuff like that as a way to fund the whole channel itself, kind of thing. Essentially, I'm gonna work it out as we go. I am pretty dedicated to being able to continue making shows and pay the cast and, you know, get all of the intro and outro videos and all of the, you know, art assets and production needed. So you'll also see with the upcoming show Aliens, because that's going to be recorded. So we're going to get some cool post-production stuff on that.
I'm so excited for that.
Me too.
I'm hot curious.
JBQ.
Oh, also, the finale of Dragon Riders is next week. So if you've been watching, or if you want to catch up quickly before the finale of Dragon Riders, season 2 is almost over, and I have plans for season 3, but not later until the year. We'll talk about that. I think that's everything. Why not? Let's head off. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope to see you next week for another episode, and yeah, we'll see where this is going to take us. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Bye.